has been found guilty and sentenced to 35 years in prison, and the niggas are upset. Let's talk about it. This week has been a very draining week. A lot of people are divided on this matter. From the very beginning, when this happened, I was very adamant about my position with this case. First of all, you can't make right from wrong, but because we live in a society that's reprobate, right is wrong and wrong is right. This is how we got here, with a whole lot of people, mostly niggas, supporting a whole criminal. A lot of people are supporting a murderer. It's a sad day on the earth when a whole lot of people, mostly grown people, I hadn't even seen any kids supporting this dude. It's all grown people that I've seen. Wow. It's a sad day on the earth when you got grown people supporting wrongdoing. First of all, he wasn't supposed to have a weapon on the school property. Can we start right there? Can we start right there? And some people are trying to be technical about it. Oh, it wasn't a knife. It was a utility, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it was a weapon that was used for mass destruction and kill this student who's no longer here to defend himself. A lot of people are alleging that the dad of Austin Metcalf was under a gag order, as well as the parents of Karmelo Anthony. And am I the only one that's shocked that Karmelo comes from a two-parent home? Oh, that's rare. Usually the queens just get the baby and the guy gets gone. The sperm donor, he usually doesn't hang around. This is very rare. So I was thinking, because he comes from a two-parent home, surely the parents have some type of, sense about themselves. But when they open their mouth recently, I've seen and heard that they do not. They're the typical hood rats, high class hood rats. Ugh. Yeah. So after this situation happened relating to Carmelo stabbing Austin Metcalf and Austin dying, a lot of niggas started pouring in donations for the GoFundMe. And I think it's crazy how a whole lot of niggas can get together and donate to a killer for some foolishness that never should have happened, but they can't seem to pull their money together and help homeless people, struggling teachers, students that's needing tuition money, homeless people. Did I say homeless people? Yeah. And so many people that really need that money and would be more worthy of those donations. Even some of the donations, not even the whole alleged $650,000. And there's so many rumors circulating about what the status of the donated money is. And allegedly, the parents allegedly used some of the money to relocate because their lives were being threatened, allegedly. And they needed to go to a safe haven. I just don't feel like, you know, that money was used for them and their luxurious needs. And I've heard so many different numbers about how much the safe house costs, and seems like they tried to find the most expensive house there was in that area. And allegedly it's in a gated community and blah blah blah. And some allegations also assert that they use some of the money to buy luxury vehicles. What's true and what's false, I don't know. But I think it's a shame, and a lot of people echo my sentiments. It's a shame that they raised 650, allegedly $650,000, almost $1 million, allegedly for their son to have a lawyer, but then he ends up with a public defender. I need somebody to make that make sense. How does he end up with a public defender when the money that was raised, almost $650,000, that was supposed to be going towards his lawyer fees? And some people say that shows that his parents don't really give a shit about him like they claim they do, because it was all about themselves when it came down to it, relating to the donated money. So, yeah, looks like they raised all that money for nothing. And then some of the idiots are already starting to talk about raising more money. And it's blood money. It's blood money, if you ask me. They wanted to raise more money for the appeal of Carmelo Anthony. I don't know why. I don't know why. He's still going to jail. He's still going to jail. So y'all raising money and acting a fool and screaming and jumping up and down in the streets for nothing. Why don't you take that energy for a more worthy cause? But see, these are the same people that is acting a fool and supporting this killer. They're the same people who support and protect and defend Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug in the black community. And it's just crazy how these are the same queens who always say my baby didn't do nothing when the police jack them up and beat them down in the street and take them and haul them off to jail. These are the same queens, these bonnet wearing queens, who always are ready to jump up and down and scream into the news camera. They didn't have to do my baby like that. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that we got so many heathens in the nigger community that's supporting a killer who wasn't supposed to even be taking weapons to the schoolhouse. He looked like he's been terrible since the day he's been born. It's all in his eyes. You know, the eyes are the window to the soul. And I'm so sick of looking at that long alligator mouth of his. I'm so sick of him. And he had the nerve to cry when he was sentenced 35 years. I think the 35 years wasn't enough. He took a life, so he should spend his life in prison. Okay, and where is the remorse? I haven't seen any indication that he has any remorse. His parents aren't acting like they have any remorse for what happened to the other family, and they're more upset that this Carmelo Anthony got 35 years. They're not upset about the fact that he killed somebody. Where's the tears for Austin Metcalf and his family? And there's so many rumors and allegations and lies circulating, and the niggas are so desperate to find some kind of defense or some kind of flaw with the prosecution, and they're just telling lies. And I hope the prosecution flames them up with a lawsuit, okay, for defamation and misinformation. And that's typical of niggas when they don't know what they're talking about, or they're desperate to create and assert a false narrative in order to get their way and manipulate the situation to their advantage. They tell lies. They resort to lies. Okay, but anyway, yeah, filing an appeal is not going to do them no good, because that ass is still going to prison for 35 years, and he needs to spend the entire 35 years in prison. Not a little half, a little bit, a one or two, none of that. He needs to do the whole 35 years and then some, okay? And then some. But I see. I didn't even know he had a girlfriend. I guess he got the girlfriend possibly when he was out on bail. So now he got a girlfriend that looks like the boyfriend, because she looks so masculine in my opinion. But she's already set up a Carmelo Anthony's support page. It sounds like, and it's given a whole nother strategy to get more donations. So many people are clout chasing off of this dude, this killer, because it's trending in the news, and they want to capitalize and monetize off of him. Bottom line, the truth of the matter, a lot of these so-called supporters, they don't give a damn about Carmelo Anthony. They're clout chasers, and they want to monetize off of what's trending right now. And the one particular clout chaser, I don't even want to call his name, because I cannot stand nor stomach him. And every time I see or hear him or hear his name, I want to vomit in my mouth. But allegedly, he's all in the camera talking about he's wanting to donate $75,000 to the appeal, and wanting to really get other people riled up and putting batteries in other people's back to get $1 million. Why does it take $1 million for an appeal? And see, a lot of these people, like I said, they're not doing this just because they care so much for Carmelo Anthony, who they don't even know, didn't even know nothing about the nigga before all of this happened. Now they care so much about Carmelo Anthony. Let them tell it. Okay, what's in it for them? What's in it for them? And it's just pathetic how so many of these niggas, they're gonna pull the race card no matter what. And they're always accusing white people of being racist, but they have proven time and time again they are the real racists. And I am sick of this race baiting energy. I'm so sick and tired of it. Okay, it's not about black and white. It's about right versus wrong. And that nigga, that long alligator mouth nigga, Carmelo Anthony, he was dead fucking wrong. Okay, he wasn't supposed to be bringing no weapon to the school property. Period. And then the nigga was asked to leave the tent. It's not his fucking tent. Okay, and see, that's where that entitled spirit comes into play. A lot of these niggas in this generation right there, right here, they feel so entitled, and they want to do what they want to do. They don't want to take no for an answer. They never respect authority. They don't want to mind, because they mammy didn't never make a mind since they was shitted out. And they just want to do what they want to do, and they just want to run roughshod all over America, telling everybody else what to do and what they ain't gonna do. And an example of that, just the other day, I was in a business, and I seen this long leg nigga out of my peripheral standing to my left behind me. So, some kind of way, he took it upon himself to just cut the line and go over here to my right. And the man that was operating the counter, he told the nigga, the long leg nigga, please, sir, go back and stand in the line. And the long leg nigga told him, I thought somebody called me up here. He know damn well that nobody called his long leg ugly ass up there. And the man told him, no, you need to wait for your turn. You need to go back and stand in line. He said, I already been in the line long enough. I ain't gonna go back and stand in the line. I'ma just stand right here. I ain't gonna go back over there and stand in line. Now listen. They don't. The typical nigga. This is why they have so much problems with the police, because they don't respect authority. They don't want to obey authority. They don't obey God. They don't obey the principals, the teachers, the school bus drivers. They don't obey their parents. And then they come outside. They love to come outside. They want to come outside and go into somebody else's business, but they don't want to respect other people's business because they feel like what's yours is theirs and what's theirs is theirs. And it's just sickening. And this is why I respect police brutality. They need their asses beat because they never had their ass beat at home. Most of them in this generation. How you gonna come in somebody else's business and tell them what you ain't gonna do and what you are gonna do? This is somebody else's business. If you don't want to respect other people's business and obey, obey. They got a big problem with that word, obey. Submit to authority, obey. Stay your black, hard-headed ass at your own house. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. If you don't want to respect other people's business, you don't want to respect authority, you don't want nobody telling you what to do, stay your black, hard-headed ass at home. It's just that simple. And see, if I was the person behind that counter working that business or owning or managing that business, I would have told his black, long legged, funky ass, hard headed ass, sir, you're not going to stand where you want to stand. You're going to stand your ass outside that door. Take your ass outside that door. Don't come back. Okay, that's how I would have handled that. I wouldn't put up with these hard headed people if I owned a business. I tell them one time and one time only. Okay, I can't stand a lot of them in this new generation. They so hard headed and rebellious and just diabolical. Whew. And yeah, a lot of them haven't had their asses beat, and it shows. They haven't had their ass beat as a baby, and it shows. You gotta start as a child, raising them right as a child, because by the time they get grown, it's too late. And then the police gotta do what the parents failed to do, and they are a burden to society. Okay, they want to go on these jobs if they do go to a job, because a lot of them too lazy and trifling to even go to a job. And the only reason why they do go to a job is because somebody at they wherever they laying up at is forcing them and pressuring them to go get a job. And then if push come to shove, that's the only way that they can get their drugs. Period. Okay? If they wasn't addicted to drugs and if they could get away with just staying on somebody in somebody else's place for free, they would. They wouldn't even be bothered with a job. But thanks to God and thanks to Donald Trump, their ass is limited on Section 8. Their time is limited on Section 8. And it's pretty soon they gonna F around and find out. Yeah, Section 8 used to be they saving grace. But I'm so glad. I'm so glad that yeah, it's just a matter of time. They're gonna have to get it how they live. Yes. But anyway, yeah. And speaking of such, I'm so glad about it because I'm so sick and tired of looking at these niggas walking around with their wife beater on and walking dogs in the middle of the day while whoever they staying with is working and trying to provide for their big rusty dusty tails. And you can always tell a sorry ass nigga because they walk in the middle of the day with them wife beaters on and walking a dog. They take care of a dog, but they won't take care of their kids. Make it make sense. They will take care of a dog. They'll raise a dog from a puppy to a big child dog, but they won't take care of their kids. They won't raise and take care of their kids. Make it make sense. Yeah. And, but anyway, yeah, I got off on a tangent, so let me get back on topic. Yeah, they all fit under the same umbrella. Yeah. But so, yeah, Carmelo Anthony, he absolutely deserves to go to prison, and there should not be any leeway, no sympathy shown for his tale. Okay? Okay? And see, he's been getting away with so much. I can tell he's the typical hard-headed nigga that don't want to do what he's supposed to do, and then his mammy and daddy probably been letting him get away with. And then there go his grandma. Did y'all see his grandma? Ah, oh my gosh. I see the apple don't fall far from the tree. Yeah, she all outside yesterday, hanging out of the car and talking all reckless and whatnot, and trying to incite racist rhetoric across the nation. And it's just pathetic. It's just pathetic how these niggas are gonna make it about race no matter what. And let's talk about it for a minute, because I've been heavy in my chest all week about this. I'm sick of these damn racists in the black community. Okay, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. Okay, if it is racism, let's deal with it. But a lot of this stuff that they hollering this racism is absolutely not racism. And they only use it as a manipulation tool and tactic. Okay, I'm sick and tired of it. And everything is not racism. And I'm serious when I say this. Okay, let's start right here. Let's start right here. Okay, a lot of the blacks, mostly the queens, they decided that they was gonna boycott the Asian businesses, because see, this overlapped, this situation with Carmelo Anthony in the sentencing, the verdict in the sentencing, it overlapped with the Mr. Chow, Rick Chow, and Cyrus situation. And even with the Cyrus and Mr. Chow situation, Cyrus was dead effing wrong too. But there go them queens. There go them bald headed queens. There go them bald headed queens. There they go, running to the rescue of Cyrus, hugging on a dead heathen. Okay, no, 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 no disrespect to the dead, but I'm just saying, no 14-year-old child has no business with a gun in them backpacks. They always got guns in them backpacks. Okay, I don't deal with them heathens walking around me with them backpacks. They always up to no good, and they always going in these Asian stores stealing. And the Asians are sick of y'all. They've been sick of you. And then I have to be put in the same category with these hard-headed, roguish ass heathens, because they look at all of us as the same. And we are not the same. We are absolutely not the same. There's a difference between niggas and blacks. I am not a nigga. But because we look alike on the outside, based on skin color only, they put us in the same category. And it's easy to do that. I understand. And they probably feel the same way about Africans And speaking of the Africans, I was thinking about this 2 days ago. Isn't it interesting how all the niggas, it ain't the blacks, it's the niggas, they always hollering racism, racism, racism. But I never have heard one African complain about racism. I never have seen not one African get, beat down by the police or killed by the police. Isn't that interesting? Now, you would think if it's really racism in America, a lot of these Africans would be getting victimized by the racism, but and complaining about the racism. But I have never heard or seen no African complaining about racism. It's only these American born and bred niggas. These hard headed, nappy headed niggas. They always complaining about racism because they can't get things to go their way. And the truth of the matter is, after I have come to my conclusion, I just think, now you don't have to agree with me, but I just really believe that the real reason why they cry racism and try to bully the white people into submission, low key, with this baseball bat called racism, because they really, really, really jealous. They really jealous of the white people. And they claim they can't stand white people, but you can't beat them for running in behind white people everywhere they go. The white people, they have been running from the niggas and building all these different gated communities. They develop all these different communities, and the niggas, there they go running in behind them. But they say it's right. They racist. Why would you want to live with the racists? If they racist, why do you want your kids going to the same school as the racist? Huh? Why do you want to drive the racist cars that they build? Why don't you build your own cars? Why do you want the racist section vouchers? Give them back their Section 8 vouchers if they so racist. You should not want to stay in a racist community, a racist house. You should not want subsidies from a racist. Give them back their Section 8 vouchers if they so racist, and build your own houses, especially since you say you queens and kings and your ancestors built this and invented that and this, that, and the other. Why don't you finish what your ancestors started? What happened to your skills? Huh? You say the ancestors built this and invented that. What happened to your hands and your ingenuity? Huh? Did your ancestors take all the skills with them? Did they take all the lumber? Did they take all the nails? Did they take all the hammers, the rulers, this, that, and the other that's necessary to build a house? Huh? I don't understand why these kings and queens are so dependent on the racists. After all, the racists have given you welfare, which is the worst thing that the niggas could have ever had, if you ask me. And the racists have given you all these drugs, and you keep on taking the drugs from the racists. I don't understand it. Give them back their marijuana. Give them back their liquor. Make your own liquor. Huh? Give them back these cars that you keep on stealing and lying on applications to get. Why do you want a racist car? Why don't you build your own car? Huh? Why don't you make your own bonnet? Why do you want a racist making your bonnets and your edge control gel and your wigs and your bundles? Huh? Why don't you make your own bundles? Why don't you make your own wigs? Some of you do, but all of you, why don't you make them and leave the racists alone? Huh? Why do you want the racist leggings? And a lot of y'all look so nasty in them leggings. I've been looking at nasty motherfuckers all week. And I've been hoping and praying that they would stop making leggings. Just stop. Just stop. And it's just making me vomit every day. And I'm so sick of looking at these big nasty heifers walking around with exercise clothes and they clearly not exercising. And I'm so sick and tired of them trying to force me to accept them as sexy when they look so disgusting. Okay? But it's y'all fault because y'all don't judge. Y'all don't judge the right thing. You judge stuff that come against you. But you don't judge what you need to be judging. But anyway, yeah, give the racists back their stuff if they so racist. And somebody made a good point. Okay, a lot of these niggas always crying and complaining about racism, but isn't it interesting how so many people outside of America are trying so hard to get inside the gates of America, but don't nobody want to get out? Don't nobody want to go out of America. I don't understand it. A lot of these hood rats, y'all done got all these PPP loans, and Donald Trump and his team is coming to get you if you didn't get it rightfully. And you're getting flued out every chance you get. You're going to Jamaica, you're going to the Caribbean, you're going here, you're going there. But you will not go somewhere outside of America and stay outside of America. Why do you come back to the racist country? Huh? If you say it's so racist, why do you when you get the chance to get on the plane and get out of here or get on a boat or whatever you're gonna get on and go outside of America, why don't you stay out? Why do you come back to the racist country? I just got questions. That's all I'm doing is asking questions. I'm sick and tired of y'all complaining and crying about the racism. It's very simple. The solution is very simple. That's just like I was hearing and seeing a lot of videos on TikTok from a lot of niggas talking about, oh, it's so poor in Mississippi. It's so poor. We ain't got nothing in Mississippi. It's so poor. Okay, the solution is simple. Get your black ass up and get to another state or another country. What was complaining and getting on TikTok, making a video and complaining and crying on TikTok gonna do? That's not the solution. Okay, okay, but it's mighty funny. It's what it is. That's just a cry for more uh food stamps in Section 8. That's what it is. They another manipulation tactic. They hoping that the white people will hear them, or the Indians, or the Mexicans, or the who else did I leave out? The Mexicans are white, the Indians and the Asians. They got some power and some clout, and they'll say, "Oh, let me put on my cape and go save the Negroes. Let's go save the Negroes like we always do." That's what they hoping. Okay, they say they so poor. They so poor in Mississippi, and it's interesting how they can still get drugs. Okay, if they stop selling their food stamps, maybe they can come up out of that poverty. Okay, if they stop selling their food stamps, I say, maybe they can come up out of poverty. Huh? Yeah. And if they would take some classes while, and utilize that time that they're on Section 8, because Donald Trump already told y'all that y'all time is limited. Y'all think he playing with you. Ain't nobody playing but you and the devil. But, okay, if you take some classes, you get on the internet to scam and steal other people's identity. Why don't you get on the computer to do something resourceful to better yourself, huh? I'm so sick and tired of all these excuses. Everybody, including myself, have unlimited opportunities in this country. It's up to us to tap in and lock in, okay, and progress. But a lot of niggas, quiet as it's kept, they would rather party, be entertained, act a fool, ride around all day looking for something to steal, and they want to beg. And just like the other day, I was at the gas station. They love a gas station. These niggas, they love to hang out at the gas station and commit all kind of crimes at the gas station. And this whole grown queen was begging me. How you gonna beg me when you got a pussy just like I got a pussy? Huh? Huh? I don't advocate it. I don't promote it, but a lot of y'all been prostituting. Why don't you? What's wrong with you prostituting now? Why would you beg another woman for 30 cents? Huh? 30 cents. And as far as I know, she was able bodied, a queen. Why don't you stop? See, a lot of them are committing identity fraud with that queen title. If you can't get 30 cents, you're not a queen. You're not even qualified to call yourself a queen. But there they go, calling themselves a queen. And then furthermore, a queen, where is your crown? Most queens that I know, they have worn a crown. I don't see no crowns on the heads of these queens. They frauds. They are frauds. And I'm sick of these frauds. And they dependent on the races. But they say they're kings and queens. Make it make sense. I never seen so many big and kings and queens. And the truth of the matter, they have been conditioned to suck on the titties and the penis of the races. And they can't imagine life any other way. They don't want to be self-sufficient. They don't want to grow their own food because they lazy. They lazy. They lazy. They lazy. Okay? They would rather pretend like they so oppressed, and they the main oppressors. They oppressing themselves. The white man done took his foot off your neck and your back a long time ago. And they want to talk about how bad the white man is, but they don't never notice how they never talk about how horrible they are. They never talk about how horrible Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug is. They want to talk about all the awful things that the white people do, but they don't never talk about the horrible things that they do and they offspring. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. If you're gonna be Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles to Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug and Keisha and Shanika, I don't want to hear a damn thing about what the white man doing until you hold yourself and your offspring and your kind accountable. Shut the hell up about the white man. I'm sick of y'all running your mouth about the white man. There's the white man that talk about your own self and hold yourself accountable. Okay? Yeah. Terrorizing the whole community. I can't even get no fucking sleep because of these garbage ass niggas over here. Okay, doing everything they're not supposed to do right here in this apartment complex, all over this city, racing up and down the fucking street, will not respect authority, will not respect and obey the speed limit. They running red lights. They treat a red light and a stop sign as if it's an option. It's not a fucking option. You are required to stop at that fucking stop sign. It's not dependent on it, how you feel. Okay? But then they want to talk about the white man, but they want to talk about what they're doing that's wrong. Okay? They go in these stores stealing every day. And it's just pathetic. They can't help themselves. They're so roguish. Every day I see some kind of report about niggas being roguish. They killing, they stealing, they carjacking. But they want to talk about the white man. No, talk about the black man and the black woman. Huh? You don't never hear them talk about what they do, but they all. Matter of fact, they got a whole creed of conduct. No snitching. If you're not gonna snitch, shut the fuck about the white man. Stop snitching on the white man. You say you don't like snitching, but there they go snitching. You see how contradictory they are. You see how they have these double standards. I'm so sick of them. They can't be trusted. Okay? Okay, they can't be trusted. And I'm sick and tired of them. And I was listening at this video yesterday, Plies. And y'all don't let Plies get away with that high pitched voice, that emasculated, high pitched, irritating voice way too long. And he's been talking so reckless about the white people all every day. And see, you gotta watch these niggas that's always trying to put batteries in other black people and niggas back. And they ain't gonna bust a grape. They gonna get you all excited and hyped all up to go out there and attack the white people and be against the white people. Meanwhile, they still shopping with the white people. They still sucking the white man's penis. And they gonna get you to go out there and crash out and they gonna laugh at you. Yeah. Tyreek Nasheed, Umar Johnson, Plies, and the list goes on and on and on. I've been done caught on to them a long time ago. They always talking about what we need to do. And the white supremacy this, the white supremacy that, the white man got his foot on my neck, the white man got his foot on my back, and all this right here, and all right that right there. But then look at what they do. Look at what they do. They exploit their own black community. And y'all fall for it. Y'all fall for it. And then I was listening to Plies. I'm so sick of him, big headed nigga. I'm so sick of Plies, big headed nigga. I was listening at his video yesterday and I just got so mad on the inside. And oh my God. If I didn't have better things to do, I would have had a live all yesterday. Okay, but I had better things to do. And let me tell you. So Plies, he keeps on sucking on Kamala Harris's pussy. And they hate to lose. They hate to lose. The bitch lost, okay? And he can't get over it. He keep on talking about Kamala Harris. He done even went and got a hat, a customized hat to fit that big old wide watermelon head, supporting Kamala. Kamala. Ugh. But anyway, he was saying something about white people. Dear white people, y'all like our music, y'all like our culture, y'all like everything about black people, y'all like our food, y'all like blah 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 blah, and y'all dancing and blah 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 blah. But when it comes to power, that's when y'all pump the brakes. Y'all don't want us to have power. And we done demonstrated that we can handle power. And look at Barack Obama. And I said, oh, you need to pump your brakes right there. I'm so sick of niggas that love to put Obama on a pedestal. And Obama ain't did shit for you. But help you to be a bigger homosexual. Okay. Widen the gate for you to exercise your homosexuality, and we see how that's done. How that's done worked out. Okay, most of y'all got STDs and AIDS and HIV thanks to Obama encouraging y'all to do a lot of shit fucking. Okay, okay, and wear dresses and fingernail polish. That's all Obama was good for y'all in the black community. What did he do for y'all? Nothing. Just like Plies ain't did nothing after he done pivoted. What's the word? Whatever the word is, exploited. We're gonna use that word. He done exploited the black community for his own benefit. When was the last time or the first time that you heard about Plies paying a black person's phone bill, light bill, groceries, or helping them to go to school or walk across the street? Okay? He's exploited the black community just like Obama exploited the black community. Okay, and just like Kamala was trying to exploit the black community. Okay, okay. Quiet as it's kept, the rappers, including Plies, they have done nothing for the black community but encouraged and exploited and just provided a weapon of mass destruction. Okay, listen at the lyrics. Oh, they help to make the niggas over sexualized and smoke and drink and be violent with each other. They have blood on their hands. Okay, they have not helped the black community at all. So how can Plies afford to run his mouth and talk reckless out the side of his neck about the white people? Especially when he's sitting on the white people's internet. That's a bold motherfucker right there. You gonna sit your black ass on the white people's internet and talk reckless about the white people. If it wasn't for the white people, he wouldn't have his black ass in the position that he's in. Where is the appreciation? My God. That's just like a lot of these niggas that love to talk reckless about the civil rights leaders, such as Dr. Martin Luther King, and then they disrespect Dr. Martin Luther King and tell lies on him. If it wasn't for Dr. Martin Luther King walking, you couldn't fucking run. Okay? But anyway, you see how I just get all over there in left field? And let me bring myself back over here to the topic at hand. I don't support long alligator mouth Carmelo Anthony. And he need to have his punk ass right in that prison. That's where he belongs. And he should have got more time. Okay? And he don't deserve not one penny of that donated money. Okay? Send the money back or help the homeless. One or the other. Okay? And oh, shame on his parents for raising a heathen, raising a murderer. And it's no telling what they've been teaching him in that house that got him to the point where he would feel so comfortable taking a weapon to the schoolhouse. Yeah. And a lot of these parents, they need to be held accountable. Quiet as it's kept. That's why a lot of these badass kids are the way that they are, because they learn it from their garbage ass mammy and a garbage ass deadbeat unaccounted for daddy. Okay? Yeah. And it's just a shame how the queens won't hold themselves accountable for raising demons. Okay? Okay? Because they wanted to use those kids for their own benefit. Okay, to get Section 8, to get food stamps, to get uh income tax return money, child tax credits, and so on and so on and so forth. The truth of the matter, a lot of these queens, they don't give a damn about these kids. And it shows in the kids' behavior. Okay? A lot of these kids learn a lot of their detrimental traits from their garbage ass mammy. But nobody but God wants to hold, and me, wants to hold that nappy headed, nappy wig wearing, bonnet wearing queen accountable. Yeah. But it's just disgusting how you get so many of these niggas upholding wrongdoing and supporting a killer. And what kind of example is that to their own kids? Their kids is looking at them, and once again, the mother is the first teacher of the child. Look at what they're teaching their children. Mm, mm, mm. But shout out to all the blacks who have been speaking and talking and going against the grain all this week. And I don't know a lot of their names. A lot of these black guys, I salute them. They have been really representing and saying what needs to be said all over this internet as it relates to speaking against and denouncing Carmelo Anthony and his supporters. Okay? And they have made me so embarrassed to be black. These niggas this week, they have made me so embarrassed. And then one particular queen came to my Facebook page and had the audacity to get in my comment section with and argue and fight. You know they love to argue and fight and troll with somebody else that was white. And designated my page as a black page. Ma'am, and I've been meaning to make a video and talk about this. Yes, I got to talk about this. And I got to let a lot of these people know because I've gotten a lot of new followers and subscribers here lately to my TikTok page, to my Facebook page, to my YouTube page, and so on and so forth. And they're coming based on the reels that I'm sharing and a lot of my videos. And I don't know how they got this notion that I am representing the black community. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. And I'm not going to support black people just because I'm black. I stand on the side of right. And I'm not going to be out here pro black and all anti white. I'm not doing that. I'm not identifying as a queen, as a pro black, as a black nothing. I am a human being. I am a child of God. That's what I identify as. And I stand on the side of right. I don't care if you white, black, blue, or green, purple, or yellow. Okay? I'm not fixing to support all this racist rhetoric. I'm not doing it. Okay? So I need to make that disclaimer. Yeah, I need to make that disclaimer. I am not racist. I am not anti-white, and I'm not pro-black. Cause it's the quiet as it's kept. The truth of the matter, it's a whole lot of niggas that's done did me wrong. So I'm not gonna support you just because you're black. Cause a lot of black motherfuckers done crossed me and lied on me and mistreated me and abused me. Okay. So I'm certainly not gonna support you because you're black. If I support you, it's because it's the right thing to do. Okay, I stand on the side of right. I don't care what color you are. And if you're wrong, I'm gonna call you out. And I'm coming against you. And it's too many people who are walking in error and supporting people just because they black and they racist and they got an agenda against the whites. You ain't no better than the racists that you call yourself coming against. Okay? But yeah, I do not support Carmelo Anthony, and I am so much in support of the judicial system for finding him guilty. And I feel like some measure of justice has been served. He should have got more time. Yeah, he should have got more time. But I have been seeing the memes. I have been sharing the memes. They're showing him with, they're creating a lot of the memes with AI. And they showing him in high heels with his orange jumpsuit and his baby oil. And do y'all think they gonna turn Carmelo Anthony out and play all in this booty hole when it gets to the prison? Well, whatever happens to him, that it he made the bed, so he got to lay in it. Okay, this is the consequences for wrongdoing. And see, like I said, he probably been doing wrong a long time, and he got caught this time. Yeah. So some people are saying that another student, a black student, had allowed him to come up under the tent. Okay, let's go back to the day of the situation. Okay. Some people say it was raining like it is right now. It's raining outside right now. Okay. Let's say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, um I'm outside and all of a sudden it started raining, and I see some white people or some Asian people or some Mexican people. They got a great big old tent and some umbrellas, and I'm getting drenched. I'm getting rained on. My wig is a mess, just wet, just wet. I say, I cannot take it upon myself and just take the liberty to go up under these people, these strangers' tents, and then if I do, okay, let's say I do. Let's say I just trespass and go and take my big black self up under somebody's tent and umbrella. And then the people who own the tent and have authority over the tent and the umbrellas, they say, Carmen Kaboom. Well, they probably ain't gonna know my name, but they say, ma'am, miss ma'am, uh, what they said, nice or nasty. However they say it, whatever tone they use to say it, they have communicated with me that they want me out of their tent and out of their umbrella. Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't care. It doesn't matter if it's raining. That's my problem. That's not their problem. That's their property. I cannot dictate the terms and conditions of their property. If they want me to go, I gotta get my black ass out of there. Period. Ain't no conversation. Ain't nothing to talk about. They have made it clear that they want my ass out of there. So the right thing to do, even though it's hard for a lot of niggas to do the right thing, the right thing to do, and a lot of y'all haven't been taught right, and you're not righteous, but the right thing to do to avoid consequences and repercussions. And a lot of y'all niggas, y'all love to talk about karma when something bad happened to people who you don't like. But what about the people who you do like? They got to still face karma too. So is this Karmelo's karma that his ass got them 35 years? Huh? Huh? Y'all always hollering karma. Y'all always talking about what's your sign? What's your zodiac sign? Is it his zodiac sign? Huh? That he got them 35 years? Did y'all check his zodiac sign? Because y'all care so much about that kind of stuff that's so insignificant and don't even matter. But again, I say, maybe it's his karma. Do y'all think it's his karma? Y'all always say that. Y'all the only ones say that, niggas. Y'all the only ones say that. Karma. You use that as a weapon. Karma. That's your karma. I ain't heard no niggas say that's his karma. But it had been the white boy. Oh, y'all would have wore him out with that's his karma. That's his karma. Ain't that something how vicious these niggas are and how they have double standards? Oh, and they don't even think nothing of it. They don't even think nothing of it. But anyway, yeah, I don't support Carmelo Anthony, and I think he got exactly what he deserved. Yeah, but he should have got more time. No less than 50 years. No less. I really think he should have got life. Yeah, yeah. And those of you that's calling him a baby, y'all always calling these badass niggas a baby whenever they get caught up and have to pay for being a bad motherfucker. That's that's not a baby. That's a grown ass nigga. That's a whole grown ass nigga. And his punk ass is nowhere near a baby. Okay? Even though y'all want to baby these big ass overgrown ass niggas, okay, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. You treat them like a baby. That's why they have this entitlement spirit and they feel like they should be able to get away and do whatever they want to do without consequences and repercussions. But Carmelo and a lot of them, they getting a reality check and they fucking around and they finding out. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Yeah, rightfully so. Okay, let me see what y'all comments is because I got to go on lunch break. I got to go on lunch break and take me a nap because I'm tired of talking about satanic niggas. Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? It's Friday. Invis- Invisible Resolution. Hello. Bernard, be nice. Hello. Um, Charlotte, Win. Hello. G, Mr. Service. Nola. Hello. Honey, Locks. Hello. Miss Lacey. Hello. How are you? And who is this? Dracio Cronus. Hello. Okay, let me go back. Let me spin the block and read y'all's comments. Okay, let's start from the top. Or should we start at the bottom? We'll start at the top. Okay. Uh oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Who is this Bernard? I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all with this right here. Y'all always want to compare a black person to a white person. Instead of taking accountability, you want to deflect. You want to take the blind. You want to. Ugh! I hate when y'all do that. I hate when y'all do that. You cannot do what the white people do. Stop comparing yourself to the white people. You can't compete where you don't compare. Okay, let's talk about it. And I hate to say this, but it needs to be said. Okay, y'all want to be like the white people so bad. You can't be like the white people. You say you're kings and queens. Why do you keep on trying to compare yourself to the white people? If you say you're kings and queens, you wanna give the impression that you are superior over the white supremacists. Okay, so why, when you and your people get caught doing something, why don't y'all just take the L and take accountability? Why do you want to compare yourself to the white man and talk about what the white man did? Huh? Okay, let's go back to what Plies said. Plies, the rapper, he said on the video, and I got to share that video this weekend. A lot of black people, no offense, but y'all are so delusional. Plies said black people have demonstrated that we can handle power. No, you can't. No, you can't. In Memphis, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, a lot of these predominantly black run and operated cities have proven time and time again black people cannot handle power. And I'm gonna tell y'all something that's probably gonna trigger you and make you real, real mad. May make you unsubscribe to me and never see my videos ever again. But I really, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. But I really prefer white people being in charge. Niggas cannot handle power. Despite what Plies the rapper has said, I disagree. No offense. No offense. But black people have been fucking up with in this current generation in particular. They have been fucking up the power. Okay? They don't have none, number one. And then they want to copycat what they done seen the white people do. And they have, in my experience, they love to treat other black people who they don't like white people, the real racists, like they've been treating black people. I have experienced it so many times, especially the motherfucking queens. They can't handle no supervisor position. They can't handle no management position. And I'm sick and tired of them. I've been looking for a job. Every time I get a fucking interview, there go that motherfucking queen behind that motherfucking desk with the bullshit. Okay. And I have had that experience so many times. That fucking queen as a supervisor or a manager, they can't handle authority. They abuse their authority, okay? And please don't let me come in there with a pretty wig that look better than hers. Please don't let me come in there with my titties bigger than hers. Please don't let me come in there talking proper as the black people, as the nigga call it. And that's another thing Ply said. He made a video saying to the black people, oh, if you get some money, don't make this mistake, black people. Don't make this one mistake. Don't forget that you're black. Don't start acting like white people. And I'm so sick and tired of niggas trying to shame and embarrass and uh 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 what's the other word? Denounce. We'll just use that word, denounce black people because we exercise our evolution. There's nothing wrong with evolving. And what when black people, when a lot of niggas accuse black people of acting white, you know, what they really trying to say is, oh, we're using proper English. So, and I have experienced this so many times when I go into a lot of businesses and a lot of niggas is standing around, and I sometimes I do it on purpose because I know I'm gonna get the same reaction from the niggas, and it tickles the hell out of me. For instance, the other day I was in the hood at a gas station. You know they love the niggas. They love to hang out. Them hood rats. They love to hang out at the gas station. And this big back hood rat, she was standing to my left, behind me a little bit, and she kept on eyeballing me because you know they don't like when you carry yourself in a certain kind of energy. And see, I didn't have on no bonnet. That's a problem. That's a problem right there. They always get mad when you go in there and you represent yourself like a strong black woman instead of a hood rat. And see, I didn't have on no bonnet. I didn't have no tattoos all over my neck and back and all that right there. All on my face. I didn't have no tattoos. And I didn't go in there, man, you know what I'm saying, man? All that right there. Oh, fuck, nigga. All that right there. I wasn't talking like that. And when I got to the counter, it was some Indians. I think they're Indians, Middle Eastern, operating the store. And I was like, hello, sir, how are you doing today? Oh, that hood rat, she had a problem with that. She looked at me like I had a disease or something. She was looking at me like it was something wrong. And I get that reaction from so many niggas. I always get that same reaction when I go in a place and I say, hello, how are y'all doing today? You know, niggas, they don't like to speak when they come into a place. See, I was raised different. Thank God. Thank God. And I was raised to say, excuse me, thank you. That's not the protocol for niggas. They don't say thank you. Just like when I go to a lot of these restaurants, I'm coming into your business and I'm purchasing, I'm doing business with you. They won't even say hello. The niggas that work there. And these businesses, they won't even say hello. They won't say thank you. Come again. How may I help you? They frowned all up. They mad that you're coming. And if it wasn't for us coming into your business, you wouldn't even have a job. Okay, but that's the thing. They want their paycheck. They don't want a job. They don't want a job. And they be lying saying that they looking for a job. They need a job. No, they don't want a job. They want the check. Okay. And they're mad because they got to work the job and engage the public in order to get the check. If they could bypass interacting with the public just to get the check, they would. Okay. Yesterday, I was at the gas station and I'm trying to talk to the woman. She was in a little booth behind the glass. And I told her, ma'am, and I give them some respect, and they get mad when I say ma'am or sir. Granted, some of them are in their 20s, but you can still be a sir or a ma'am in your 20s. But they don't appreciate that, me calling them sir and ma'am. They be looking at me like I done said something so terrible to them when I say sir or ma'am, and they be in their 20s. But I be looking the same way when they call me auntie. I'm real offended by that. Auntie. I can't stand auntie and unc. The little slang that they have. I hate auntie. It sounds so niggerish. And I don't like it. Auntie and unc. And another one that they got. Bookie. Bookie butt. I hate that. I promise I do. I can't stand that. Bookie. Bookie butt. And clock it. Clock it. Ooh, I really can't stand clock it. But anyway, yesterday I was at the gas station and I'm talking to this queen, this big back queen through the window. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. I want to get such and such dollars on pump such and such." And she's just sitting there like she don't even hear me. And I knocked on the window. Ma'am, did you hear me? She's looking at me and she ain't saying nothing. Wow. 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 How can you get a job in customer service and you're not customer service friendly? You don't even want to talk to the customers. And I see this so many times. And they want to sit on their phone instead of engaging the customer. They want to talk to their coworkers. They some talking motherfuckers. I'm so sick of them. They need a podcast. They need to have a talk show. Okay, that's what your lunch break is for. That's what, you need to be Facebook friends with your coworker. They don't never want to talk to their coworker till I step up as the customer. And they should be trying to help me with my transaction, but I got to be inconvenienced and wait for them to stop talking to their coworker or stop talking on their phone or texting on their phone. The manager should confiscate their phone or lock them up in a locker. Okay, and only give them access to their phone on their lunch break. I'm so sick and tired of them being on their phone when they should be paying attention to the customer and the customer's transaction. Okay. Okay, quiet as it's kept. That's why them lines be so long in the drive-through of the fast food restaurants, cause the motherfuckers in there huddle up in a group talking, running their mouth about bull shit that ain't got nothing to do with the job. I'm sick of them. Okay, and they get worse and worse and worse every day. They don't get better. They get worse. They get worse. But anyway, there I go again over there in left field. Let me get back to where I started. Okay, 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 okay. Bernard said the white guy did same thing as Anthony did, got 10 years. So what, he did get 10 years? Favor ain't fair. Ain't you heard that, Bernard? Favor is not fair. Okay, the white man got 10 years. You just get your 35 years and go take your punk ass to the prison, sit down somewhere, and get your booty hole played in, okay? And hopefully they may let you out early. You can't point at what the white man did. What good is it gonna do? You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power to turn it around, huh? You use your power to. I'm just saying in general, not you in particular, Bernard. But a lot of niggas, they exercise their power in the wrong way. They don't vote, and now got the nerve to complain about the redrawing of the maps and redistricting and all that right there. You don't vote no way. You don't go to no meetings. You don't do none of that. So why cry when whatever happened in the courthouse happened in the courthouse? Huh? They stick together. You can't blame them for sticking together and you don't stick together. Huh? Only to do wrong. That's the only time niggas stick together, when they want to kill, steal, and destroy. Huh? You don't want to obey God. So why should God show you mercy? Huh? Other outside of what he want to give you. Huh? And that's another thing. That's another thing. I heard this black man on TikTok, and I'm so sick and tired of niggas saying this right here. Black people are God's chosen people. If that's true, if black people are God's chosen people, why do so many of them act like the devil? Kill, steal, and destroy. Rinse and repeat. Huh? I'm so sick and tired. You don't want to obey God, but you got the nerve to turn around and use them same lips that you say it ain't no God with. You got the nerve to say that you God's chosen people, when the truth of the matter, you only want to deal with God when you want to beg. Huh? You want his blessings, but you don't want to behave. Make that make sense. Why would God select you as his chosen people when you hard-headed? Huh? You don't want to obey God. You don't want to obey his commandments. He said don't fornicate. There you go, fucking and sucking. Sucking and fucking. Fucking and sucking. Huh? Huh? He said don't lie. There you go, lying every time your mouth open. Huh? He said don't steal. There you go, every store you go in, you stealing. You stealing every chance you get. And then you got the nerve to support Young Miami. Where my scamming niggas at? I'm so sick of that song. I can't stand that song. God said don't steal, but you don't let this heifer that love to have niggas peeing on her make a whole song dedicated to being roguish. I never thought I'd see today. I never thought I'd see today. It's a sad day on the earth. When God said, don't steal. This is one nation under God. And you got so many roguish heathens. And they out here dancing to Young Miami song. Where my scamming niggas at? Spin that shit. Spin that shit. I mean, it's just disgusting. I can't stand Young Miami. I never liked her. That old funny looking face. I can't stand her. And every song she makes is garbage. Okay? But y'all let her get away with it because she represent the devil. Okay? But anyway, yeah, so what if the white man got less for doing the same thing that the black man got? You can't do what the white people do. Okay? So stop looking at the white man, okay? And do what you supposed to do. Maybe if black people do what they supposed to do, God will show some mercy on you and protect you from the white man. Okay, and maybe he'll change his mind about giving you that 35 years if you'll obey. But since you won't obey God, why should he show favor to you and make you equal to the white man? Huh? Huh? At least the white man and the white woman stick together. Okay? The only time the niggas stick together is when they getting ready to do wrong, when they getting ready to get in the car and go rob somebody or kill somebody. Okay? 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 These niggas in this city right here are horrible. And I can't believe that God ain't knocked their head off their shoulders. He's showing them so much grace and mercy. And they out there doing terrible things every day. My neighbor, them YNs, it's a bunch of them. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them ain't on the lease. But there they go, hard-headed. The lease say you ain't supposed to be sneaking all these people in your house and let them stay there unless they on the lease. They supposed to be getting a background check on them. Ain't nobody probably got checked out. A lot of these niggas be sneaking these dogs, these pit bull dogs, and all them dogs breeds that you ain't supposed to have. And the minute they bite somebody's ankles, and they have to go to the hospital and send you the hospital bill, you gonna lie and say that you ain't got the dog in there. You gonna say it's racism. You gonna say the police come to get the dog because you and the dog is black. Okay, no, they're not arresting you and the dog because you're black. They arresting you and the dog because you're a hard-headed nigga. That's why they're arresting you. And you got to pay that hospital bill or the people who got their ankle bit by your dog that you wasn't supposed to have in an apartment. Okay, they say you're not supposed to disturb your neighbors. There go the niggas turning that's if they don't get nothing else. If they don't get nothing else, they gonna get the biggest speaker that they sell at the store and drag it in that motherfucking apartment. Like my neighbor down below me. And they don't care that you got different schedules and you trying to get you some fucking sleep and go to work. They don't care. They real selfish and low down. And then when you tell them that they disturbing you, guess what they gonna do? Guess what they gonna do? They gonna do it more to aggravate you. Okay. Okay. If the rules say don't smoke dope, guess what the niggas gonna do? They gonna smoke dope every chance they get. They hard headed. They diabolical. And that's why God is letting the white people run roughshod on your ass. Okay? Because your black ass is too hard headed. You won't obey. You won't obey. And I don't blame God. I don't blame God. I will let the white people do like they do. Because you won't do what you're supposed to do. But you want God to do what you want him to do. No, that's that takeover spirit. Niggas got a terrible takeover spirit. And they want to overthrow authority. They want to overthrow the white people. I'm okay with the white people being in charge. Because the niggas cannot govern themselves. And I'm so glad that they can only go so far. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Look. Can you imagine if we had the black people that was in charge for real, for real? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Baby, if we had some niggas in the White House, they be smoking dope. That they would probably, ooh, they wouldn't cut the grass. The grass would not be cut at the White House. The roof will be falling in. It'll be a mess. They have loud music and barbecue grills and all that right there, all around that White House. And they probably would paint the White House a whole nother color. Yes. Yes. Look at and I've been meaning to talk about this. I got so much to talk about this weekend. I got so much to talk about. Look at the judge. Prime example. Look at the judge, Eleanor Ross, over there in Atlanta, the federal judge. The judge has been fucking on the job. You see what I'm saying? Niggas cannot handle authority. They can't handle power. And Plies, the rapper, he got the nerve to say, oh, black people don't prove that they can handle power. No, the fuck they can't. They have failed. Look at Memphis, Tennessee. They got a black mayor. He ain't shit. He ain't doing shit for the city. You don't even see him. You don't even see him. And it took the white man to bring the task force to help clean up the fucking crime. And then the niggas that's in charge, they going against the white man They didn't want the National Guard. They didn't want the task force because they liked the niggas running wild all over the city because a lot of them quiet as kept, I suspect they benefit from the crime. And they might be teammates, who knows? But anyway, we got a black police chief. What's she doing? What is she doing? It took Donald Trump to bring the task force to help her do her and her folks do their job. They needed a boost. They needed some help. Okay? You got niggas that's smoking dope on the job. The job I just left a couple of months ago, they was smoking dope on the job, and I had been complaining for a whole year and reporting them. Nobody didn't do shit. And everybody in charge was niggas. Managers, niggas. Supervisors, niggas. The police that I was calling, niggas. They was okay with the dope smoking on the job. You see what I mean? Niggas are failures in power. Failures of this generation. And they love to talk about the white man. The white man is the white man that. But they kicking y'all ass when as it relates to the power. Listen at the niggas out there blowing the horn like they in the fucking project. Listen, I don't even have to go out there. I know that's a nigga blowing their horn. They don't care if somebody in here got sleep, trying to get their sleep. They don't care. Listen at the niggas out there. They are going to be ghetto no matter what. No matter what. And the worst thing that could have happened with these niggas is take them out of the ghetto and let them come out into the suburbs. Because you can take the nigga out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the nigga. They still gonna have that nigga energy everywhere they go. And no matter how the white people build all these different gated communities way out in the suburb, the niggas, even though they complain about they gonna follow the white people everywhere they go. Just to cry and complain about racism. Make that make sense. I'm convinced that they retarded. Okay, no offense to the retarded community. But you gotta be retarded if you say you don't like somebody, but you keep on following them everywhere they go. Something is wrong with you. It ain't nothing wrong with them. Okay. And I can understand if the white people are racist. I understand. Because I don't like a lot of these niggas myself. I don't like them. And you got the right to not like somebody. And it don't have to be racism. Just like yesterday, I was at a certain place and I spoke to a white person and they looked at me like it was something wrong with me for speaking to them. And the first thing that I thought about, oh, they must be racist because I have been conditioned by niggas to think like that. And it don't have nothing to do. Everything is not racism. Maybe they didn't like my wig. That's why they didn't speak. Maybe they didn't feel like speaking. Maybe they don't like people with a big back. Maybe that's why they didn't speak to me. It does not automatically mean that they're racist just because they didn't speak. Maybe they didn't hear me when I said hello, how are you? Okay. And it's okay, even if they are racist. It's okay. It's okay for them to not like me because I'm black, if that's the reason they didn't speak to me. But they are not required to speak to me just because I speak to them. It's a lot of people speak to me. I don't want to speak to them, and I don't speak to them. Yeah. Maybe their stomach hurt. Maybe they smell something stinking. I don't know. But they didn't speak to me, and then today it happened again with a different person. And they was white. But I didn't take it personal. It's not going to be the end of the world because they didn't speak to me. Did it hurt my feelings? A little bit. But do you see I still survive? I survive. It's not gonna hurt you if it is a racist that don't want to fool with you. They got the right to not want to fool with you. Look at the reputation that we have developed. Huh? And I just don't understand it. If you say that you don't like racists, why do you keep on following them everywhere they go? Let them be racist in peace. Damn. They let y'all be ghetto and wretched in peace, but you won't let them be racist in peace. And a lot of niggas are racist. And the white people don't protest y'all being racist against them. They let y'all be racist in peace. They let y'all hate them in peace. They don't try to stop y'all and change y'all mind. They let y'all have y'all barbecues in peace. They let y'all smoke y'all dope in peace. They let you twerk in peace and look nasty in peace. Don't nobody in the white community try to tell you to take them nasty ass shorts and them exercise clothes off. You looking gross. Okay, they let y'all come on in their store and steal in peace. Be loud as a motherfucker in peace. Disrupt the restaurants in peace. Yeah. They let y'all scam in peace. They don't try to stop y'all. But you want to stop them from being racist. But you don't want to stop yourself from being ghetto. Look like to me, being ghetto has proven to be worse than being a racist. As long as they're not violating you and stopping you from getting housing, uh, a job, whatever the case may be, from that perspective, they can be racist all they want to be. Okay. And in my experience, these undercover races in the black community and then the ones that's hating on their own people, they more dangerous than the white people that's racist. They way more dangerous. And then the bad thing about it, they can camouflage and artfully conceal within the black community. These fucking haters that's operating behind a supervisor position, behind a director position, behind a manager position. Yeah, they more dangerous than any white people that's racist. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I experience this all the time. All the time. Yeah. And they can stop you from getting these jobs. Ask me how I know. They can get you fired on these jobs. Ask me how I know. And they so wicked on these jobs. These niggas, they are so wicked. And if it wasn't for the racists, who they call a racist, creating affirmative action and DEI, and they didn't even know nothing about DEI until Donald Trump said he was going to do away with it. But they supposed to be so smart. They supposed to know everything. Why they didn't even know nothing about DEI until Donald Trump came along? They sucking on Obama's penis and Kamala's pussy. Why Kamala and Obama didn't tell them nothing about DEI? They didn't even know nothing about it. But then they want to throw a tantrum and protest when Donald Trump said he was going to eliminate it. And they said, and they don't never keep their word. They don't never keep their word. The niggas, they said they was going to boycott Target. Look how that's been going. They still running their ass in Target, stealing every chance they get. They love to steal out of Target and Walmart and the dollar store. And you're a sad ass nigga when you steal at the dollar store. And that's why they go in there in groups and packs. Because they want to distract the worker. And most of the time the worker be in on the roguish folks that come in there. And they be stealing and boosting for the people that work in there. But that's a whole nother video for another day. But yeah. They love to holler they gonna boycott. They say they gonna boycott the Asians because they mad at the criminal that got killed, Cyrus. He got exactly what he deserved, and thanks to this new law that's gonna roll out July 1st in Tennessee, the deadly force law. It's a lot of niggas. Y'all thought y'all were crying over Cyrus and what's his name? Carmelo Anthony. I was finna call him Kamala Anthony. Excuse me. Yeah, y'all was crying over Cyrus and Carmelo Anthony. Y'all finna cry over a whole lot of niggas. These YNs, they gonna be getting killed left or right because they roguish ass won't stop being roguish, and y'all won't raise them no better. They gonna get what they deserve. July 1st in Tennessee, especially. I need to get their Social Security number and put them in some life insurance policy. Because that's way too much money going in the ground. And they mammy, they buying everything. Crab legs, marijuana, bonnets, so on and so forth. But they won't buy no life insurance for their badass offspring. And then they love to run the Facebook and beg for GoFundMe donations to bury their own badass child that got what they had coming for being roguish. But anyway, July 1st in Tennessee, the deadly force law is going to be activated, and therefore the homeowners, they don't have to wait for your roguish ass kid to come climb their roguish ass legs in them windows when you gone to work. As soon as they step on your property, you can blow their ass off. Yes, legally, and get away with it. Yes, it's gonna be a lot of black mammies crying on the TV with that bonnet on, black bonnet. You know they love black bonnet. I don't know why they don't like purple or blue or green. They always get a black bonnet. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, they gonna be crying. They better start practicing now. Practicing how they gonna cry. They didn't have to do my baby like that. Whoa, 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 whoa. They didn't have to do my baby. They didn't have to do my baby. They didn't have to do my baby like that. Yeah. Y'all might as well put some music to that and make that a whole song and have it pre-recorded. Because a lot of y'all going to be singing that song this summer after July 1st. Because a lot of people, what's that I hear? I hear them cocking them guns right now, getting ready to blow Junebug and Ray Ray and Pookie's ass off. Yes, under the law, the deadly force law. I seen a video this morning. It was a whole pack of YNs in Memphis on some street, and they was climbing all in people's cars and trucks and stealing their ass off, and wasn't trying to hide. They wasn't trying to hide. But you got niggas that's gonna defend that. They think it's okay for niggas to steal. Cause they grew up poor. They didn't have a father. And I get so sick of that. I get so sick of that. You don't have a right to steal other people's stuff just because you didn't have a father. That's your mammy's fault. Okay? Because she didn't have no standards. Okay? And she didn't have no requirements. And she was so hot and ready between her legs. He didn't want her no way. He just wanted to bust a nut. And here you are. Here you are as a result. And you know they say they're allergic to contraception, birth control. But they not allergic to dick. I need them to be allergic to dick. They ain't never allergic to dick. Haven't y'all noticed that? They always say that they allergic to all the birth control. And they got a lot of birth control out here. But they never ever allergic to the dick. The deadbeat dingaling. They ain't never allergic to that. But anyway, oh, yeah. Karmelo got exactly what he had coming. He probably been a bad motherfucker since the day he was born. So I don't feel sorry for him at all. He shouldn't have took his bad ass to school with that knife or whatever it was. Whatever it was a weapon of mass destruction because it killed somebody. Okay, and somebody said he was suspended. He wasn't even supposed to be at the place. No way. You see how one thing can lead to another when you're bad and hard headed. Yeah, it caught up with him. It caught up with him, and he got exactly what he had coming. And I don't feel sorry for his ass. Yeah, he should have got more than 35 years. He should have got 50. He should have got life. He should have got life. He took a life. He deserved to have life in prison. Yeah, that's light. That's light. I think he should have got way more than 35 years. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he should have had a great mustache when he come out of prison if he come out of there at all. Yeah. Yeah. That's too light. He should have got at the minimum 50 years. Yeah, cuz it was malicious intent. He maliciously he trespassed. The Austin told him to get out of his tent. He was trespassing. He took a knife. He violated the school policy. Yeah. Yeah. And then somebody said it's been so many lies told. I don't know what's true and what's false. All I know, it is true that he killed somebody. We do know that for a fact. But somebody said, I read this morning. Somebody said his friend Eddie, who told him to come up on. You see how people so low down. You got to be careful who you call a friend. They said Eddie, he was friends with Austin and Karmelo, and he told Karmelo he could come up under the tent. But you see, Eddie did not testify. He left Karmelo out there high and dry to defend himself. And he didn't even defend himself. He didn't even show up on the witness stand to speak on his own behalf because he knew it was guilty. And then somebody said, allegedly, Eddie, who told Karmelo, allegedly, to come up under the tent. And they said when things were going down, allegedly, Eddie recorded it. But they said when the investigator asked for it, allegedly, Eddie deleted the video. But I don't think that's true. That don't sound like it's true, do it? Because it seemed like the investigator could have got a hold of a subpoena and got Eddie's phone records, and everything that he deleted would show up. So either that's true or it's false. But anyway, you got to be careful who you hang out with. That's the moral of the story. And you got to obey. You got to obey. Okay? Or pay someday. Okay? But I still want to know why the niggas ain't saying that's Carmelo's karma. Y'all always say it's somebody karma when you don't like them. I need y'all to apply that same energy to Karmelo. Why y'all not saying that's his karma? Y'all love to say that. That's your karma. That's your karma. That's when you that's when you don't like somebody. That's when you don't like somebody. But if you like them, y'all don't never say that's their karma. That's their karma. I see it. I see it. I see it for you. That's Carmelo's karma. That long mouth. He should have been somewhere behaving himself. That's what his long alligator mouth get. I don't feel sorry for him at all. And I don't feel sorry for his mammy. I don't feel sorry for his daddy. I don't feel sorry for his grandmammy or his girlfriend. Uh-uh. And they need to get them donations back or go and help the homeless with that money. Okay? Especially if they're not going to do what they said they're going to do with it. They supposed to be getting him a lawyer. They got him a public defender. The public defender is free. So if they're not going to use the donations for what they said they're going to use it for, they need to give it back or help the homeless or somebody that needs the money. Okay? Oh, here you go digging Breonna Taylor at the graveyard. There you go digging Breonna Taylor at the graveyard. That you comparing apples to oranges. Breonna Taylor ain't got nothing to do with this. Why y'all love to deflect? Let's stop. Let's stick to the topic. This is about Carmelo Anthony in Austin. This is not about Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor ain't got nothing to do with this. The police that killed Breonna Taylor ain't got nothing to do with this. Okay? Y'all love to deflect. Urban Decay said the cops that killed Breonna Taylor didn't get any time. Shaking my head. So what? So what? So what? Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. And yet you say you're gonna protest. Okay. Back when y'all said y'all gonna boycott Target. Y'all don't never last. And see, you want to talk about the civil rights leaders and the ancestors. They had lasting power. They stood on business. Y'all can't stand on business because you got to go back and twerk. You got to go back and suck dick. You got to go back and smoke dope. You don't never last with the boycott. You don't never last with the protest. So why even talk about Breonna Taylor if you're not gonna get no justice for Breonna Taylor? You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power to exercise. You ain't got no authority. You ain't gonna write no letters to the judge. You ain't gonna write no letters to the prosecutor. You ain't gonna hire no attorney to help get justice for Breonna. So why even bring Breonna up? It don't even matter. Huh? 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 Whew. Hold on. I gotta get my phone charger. Hold on a minute. I gotta get my phone charger. Hold on. Mm. But once again, once again, once again, I say, why? Hold on. I got a serious, I got a real serious question, and I hope somebody can give me an answer. I got a serious question. Y'all keep on talking about and comparing what the white police did, what the white police did, and what happened to the black people. Y'all keep this victim mentality going. Y'all claim it's so racist and you're not gonna do nothing about it. So why do you stay in America if it's so racist? Why don't you get you a plane ticket or a boat ticket and leave and go to another country where it's not racist and the people will treat you better? Why do you stay where it's racist? Can anybody answer that? Can anybody answer that, please? Why do y'all continue to stay and cry about racism and how you're not getting treated fair? Why won't you go where you can get treated fair? Huh? That's a simple question. Why do y'all stay where you feel like you're being mistreated? You go everywhere else you want to go. Why don't you go to another country where you're going to be treated right, like you want to be treated? Why do you stay oppressed, if you feel like you're being oppressed and you're not getting no justice, why won't you leave? Why do you stay right here and cry about the same thing over and over and over? You don't have no power. You won't exercise no power. Huh? Why do you do that to yourself? Huh? You've been talking about racism since I've been born. And I'm finna be 52. You've been talking about it 52 plus years. Racism, 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 racism. How long you gonna talk about racism? Why won't you do something about it to change it? Huh? Can anybody answer that question? Huh? Huh? They shot up Brianna in her own house. Well, Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug, they be shooting up black folks' houses all the time. They shot up a 94-year-old woman house right here in Memphis a few days ago. Did none of y'all say nothing about that? They do that all the time. Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug, they shoot up people's houses and cars all the time. Why y'all don't never say nothing about Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug, but you want to talk about the white police that shot up Brianna's house? Pookie, Ray Ray, and Junebug do that every day. Why y'all don't have a problem with Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug shooting up people's houses and cars and bodies every day? Y'all don't never say nothing. Y'all give Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug a pass, so get a white police a pass too. Let the white police have his turn too. Y'all want to be fair, don't you? Don't you want to be fair? If you don't say nothing when Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug shoot up the block, why do you say something when the white man take his turn and shoot up a black ass? Huh? Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug shoot and kill every day. Y'all don't say nothing. But you want to hold a white man accountable. But you won't hold Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug accountable. I can't support it. I can't support it. If you won't say nothing about Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug, who shoot up the block every day, don't say nothing about the white man. Let the white man have the same opportunity that you let Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug. You give Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug grace, so show some grace to the white man that shot up Brianna. You say they racist. So if you're not racist, give the white man some grace. Give him a pass too. Huh? Y'all not gonna give him no pass like you do Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug? Huh? Y'all don't hold them accountable. Y'all don't say nothing about them. Y'all don't want to snitch on Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug. So if you don't want to snitch on Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug, don't snitch on the white man that shot up Brianna. And the other white people that's doing whatever they want to do. Let them do what they want to do. Because you let Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug do what they want to do. In the spirit of everybody doing what they want to do, let the white people have a chance. Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug doing. And you don't snitch on Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug. Don't snitch on the white man. You don't want no justice for Brianna. You don't want no justice for Brianna. Because you didn't get no justice for Keisha and Brittany and Tyrone and Mike and Chris, Young Dolph. Y'all still got Govan Hernandez or Govan, whatever his name is. Y'all still let him walk around here, go on podcasts. And he's supposed to allegedly have been the mastermind, even though the court said what they said. We all know what it is. But y'all not boycotting him. Y'all not boycotting none of them platforms on podcasts he going on. Y'all let him go on in peace after he did what he allegedly did. I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm just trying to make it fair. across the board. That's all I'm doing. You know, that's all. That's all. You marched for Brianna plenty of times. Okay, but she got justice. She must have got justice because you don't stop marching. You don't stop marching. She must have got justice then. You don't get satisfied. You don't stop marching. I thought if you don't get justice, you're gonna keep on marching until you get justice, or you just gonna march. You're not gonna do nothing else but walk. That's all you're gonna do to get justice. That's the extent of your power. You ain't got no more power other than to walk, huh? Who is this? Held up some signs. You marched and held up some signs. Where's the power in that? Huh? Huh? Did you get some justice from holding up the signs and marching? Huh? You done got justice? You satisfied now with marching and holding up the sign? Did you get some justice? I'm asking a question. Okay, you held up a sign and you marched for Brianna. What you gonna do about all these other people that's getting killed by Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug every day? Or is Brianna the only one that matter? Huh? Huh? Hello? Hello, somebody. I need y'all to answer me. Why do y'all want justice when it's a white man that's doing the killing of a black person, but you don't want no justice when it's a black person killing a black person? I need y'all to make this make sense because it's not making sense to me. It's not making sense to me. You want justice when it's a white man doing the killing, but you get a black killer's a pass when they kill other black people. Why is it acceptable when a black person do the shooting and killing, but you want some justice when it's a white person doing the killing? I need y'all to answer that question. I need y'all to make it make sense. It ain't making sense. It's not making sense to me. Why is it okay with y'all for a 14-year-old kid to carry a gun and a backpack and go in these stores and steal? And a lot of y'all justify and uphold the stealing. If the 14-year-old Cyrus, if he had shot and killed Mr. Child with that gun that he had, none of these people that's mad and boycotting the Asian stores, they would not say a word. But because Mr. Child drew the gun on Cyrus first and shot and killed Cyrus first for coming in there stealing and violating his store, and he probably had come in there way too many times before, and he could never catch him. But this time he caught him, and he blew his ass off. So now all the niggas mad. But if Cyrus had blown Mr. Child ass off, y'all wouldn't have said nothing. Y'all would have still been in there buying them bonnets and edge control gel. You still going in there. You just go in there to get dog and pretend like you're boycotting during the day. Y'all not gonna stop buying from the Asian stores. And you going in there stealing. You're not gonna stop stealing. You're not. You're not gonna stop eating them cats and rats and dogs at the Chinese stores, the takeout places. You're not gonna stop getting your nails done and they ugly. You should stop. You should stop going to the Asian stores getting them ugly nails. I wish y'all would be serious as it relates to the boycott, but you're not. You're never serious. That's why the so-called racists and the oppressors don't take y'all serious. You may stop 1 hour or one day, but they know you're coming back. They know you coming back. And all they gotta do is have a sale at the store on them wigs, them ugly ass wigs, and y'all coming back. Y'all gonna have a line wrapped around several blocks. All they gotta do is put them rats and cats in them noodles and put them on sale, or give y'all a bowl of cats and rats with some noodles for free, and put some barbecue sauce on the rats. You coming back? I don't know why y'all lie and say y'all not gonna go back in the Asian stores. I don't know why y'all tell that lie. You never keep your word when it comes to the protests and the boycotts. Y'all can't last for about 1 or 2 weeks. And then y'all relapse and go right back. How can you be taken seriously? Huh? They laughing at y'all when y'all say y'all gonna boycott. Y'all boycott never be boycotting for long. You don't have no lasting power. You don't. Because you are dependent on your oppressor. You are dependent on the racists. You won't build your own. You won't make your own stuff. You love to depend on the Asians and the Caucasians. Yes. You won't make your own bonnets. You won't get a sewing machine and learn how to sew and learn how to cook and all this other stuff. You want to depend on the Asian and the Caucasian. You won't build your own houses. So you're going to have to continue to beg the races for your houses, your cars, your jobs, the this, the that. So you might as well just keep your mouth closed and just fold up and submit and surrender to the racist and the oppressor. You might as well, if you're not going to have no power to change the circumstances. Because you're so busy, you want to be entertained. You ain't got time to go build your own house. You ain't got time to go learn how to sew and make your own bonnets and make your own wigs. First, y'all want to be natural. Now you want the wigs. So which one is it gonna be? Huh? Huh? You dependent on the white man and the Asian for everything. You gonna have to continue to lick out of their lap. Because you won't get your own. And Minister Farrakhan been preaching this forever. He been telling you and warning you to do for yourself. You won't do it. You won't do it. You love to go beg the white people for Section 8, EBT, SNAP. You love to be entertained. You only want to get on the internet and use the white man's computer to commit identity fraud, to scam, to steal. You won't stay out of the white man's store stealing. You won't do it. And then when you steal so much and he had to shut his store down, then you get mad. Why won't you get your own? You done had so much money. You say you self-made. You say you're an independent woman. You say you're a bad bitch. You say you're a boss bitch. Why won't you get your own? Why do you keep on crying about the white man store and the Asian store? Why won't you get your own store? Why won't you get your own shit and stay out of the white man and the Asian shit? Stop crying and trying to force him to let you do what you want to do. That's they shit. Get your own shit. Why won't you get your own? Why do you keep crying and trying to force them to accept you when they don't want you? Huh? They talk to you any kind of way. They treat you any kind of way. And you keep on going back. That's kind of retarded to me. It's that's a mental illness to me. You say that the white man is racist, but you keep on following the white man everywhere you go. You keep on going to his restaurants. You keep on going to his stores. You keep on begging him for houses. You keep on driving his cars. You keep on stealing his cars. You keep on taking his guns and you use the guns to kill your own people. Huh? You're buying crab legs, but you won't buy no life insurance policy. You're buying bonnets and bundles, but you won't buy no casket. Huh? You won't grow you no food. You feel like you're too good for that. But your ancestors, you want to talk about what your ancestors did. Your ancestors grew their own food, but you won't grow yours. You won't grow yours. You complain about the white man and the Asian man, but you keep on depending on the white man and the Asian man for everything that you need. You go to the white man and the Asian man for your essential needs. If you're an independent woman, you're supposed to be an independent woman. If you're a queen and a king, you're supposed to be a king and a queen. A king and a queen have a throne. They have a castle. They don't beg the white man and the oppressor for what they need. They don't do that. So how you going to talk about the white man being a racist when you are a fraud? You pretending and identifying as a king and you really not a king. You identifying as a queen, but you really not a queen. Uh-uh. Y'all have been committing identity fraud. And you mad at the racists for being who they really want to be. But you won't be who you really created to be. And you know what else? You know what else? Because you won't obey God, God is not hearing your prayers. Because the Bible that you don't believe in, that ain't got nothing to do with God being God. I don't care if y'all don't believe in God. That ain't going to stop God from being God. And the Bible says God is angry with the wicked every day. Well, Karma Kabone, what about the white man? The white man wicked? Well, maybe he is. But at some point, you got to give him credit because he is at least getting up and going to work and doing what he's supposed to do. The niggas won't even do that. And you say that, and I hear once again, I hear so many black people say, oh, black people, God's chosen people. How can you say that and you really believe that and you at the same mouth you say that you don't believe in God? How can you be God's chosen people? And then even if you don't say that, you allow other black people to say that they don't believe in God. Ain't no such thing as Jesus. But you say that you are one people. You support each other. So if you support an atheist that's in your same community, how can God hear from you? Because you got people in your own community that don't even acknowledge God, don't believe in God. So how can God protect you from the racists and from the oppressor when you don't even believe in him? Huh? Hello, somebody. Hello, kings and queens. Are you there? Hello? I'm talking to y'all. If y'all don't believe in God, how can God protect you from the racist and from the oppressor? Huh? Huh? If you want to obey God, who you say you don't believe in, and some of your folks, they don't believe in him, how can God hear from you and help you and protect you from the racist and from the oppressor? If you don't believe in him, why would God shield you and protect you and defend you when the racist is kicking your ass? Huh? 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 And y'all ain't seen nothing yet. It's finna, the temperature is finna get turned up out here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, y'all been doing what you want to do, and God is gonna let the oppressor loose on your ass, cause you've been out here shaking your ass. You've been sucking and fucking and doing whatever, partying, and just going out here showing out. So God said, okay, y'all want to show out. Y'all don't want to go to church no more. Y'all want to talk about the pastor and tear down the pastor who's black. You tearing down your leader who's black, and you only want to go to church when you want to beg. So, okay, you don't want to respect my house, the church. You don't want to obey the authority of the pastor who's black. But then you want to talk about what the white man doing and how racist he is when you won't even respect the man of God, the authority of the church, the leader, the one protection that you do have. You disrespect God. So why would he protect you from the racists when the racists disrespect you and you disrespect each other? Make that make sense. God is standing on business, and he is not to be played with, and ain't nobody playing but you and the devil. That's the only somebody that's playing. And God is allowing the heat to be turned up out here. Y'all ain't saying nothing yet. Y'all ain't saying nothing yet. You got a price to pay for spitting in God's face. Y'all been out here twerking. You been out here promoting homosexuality and saying ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't care what two people do in their bedroom. That ain't none of my business. I ain't gonna judge. All that right there. You been letting these kids be disrespectful and doing what they want to do. And notice how ain't nobody going to the morgue but these niggas. That's who piling up the morgue. Mostly. And it boils down to disobedience. Because you won't obey God's authority, you won't obey and submit to the authority on the earth, the police, the school teachers, the principals, managers, directors, supervisors, you name it. Y'all want to do what y'all want to do? All right. It's coming with a price to pay. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you what it is. The Bible says there is a way that seemeth right unto man. And you know the rest. If you don't, go and read the Bible. Some of y'all don't believe in the Bible, but that ain't got nothing to do with God being God. Regardless of whatever you believe in, and you trying to be your own authority, that ain't got nothing to do with God standing on business. Yeah. Yeah. It's finna get real, real bad for a lot of y'all because you have turned from God. And that's dangerous when you turn your face from God. The one person that will help you and defend you and shield you from your oppressor. It's finna get real bad out here. And y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all been running y'all mouth. How you gonna talk about the white man and sit on his internet and talk shit about him? And you know he listening. You know he listening, but because he got more power than you, he can't take you seriously. He can show you while y'all running y'all mouth and talking. He don't talk. He just do. He got the spirit of Nike. He just do it. And he do it big too. And he makes you feel him. Okay? The black community is divided. And the only time y'all come together is when you want to do some evil. Evil. And when it backfire on you, you get mad. And maybe God gotta allow the conditions to get so severe and things don't go your way and it gets so wretched and bad out here. Maybe that's what it's gonna take for you to turn from your wicked ways. That's what he wants you to do anyway. So when the white man start kicking your ass and don't give you no mercy and you ain't gonna have nowhere to run but to God. Do you want it to go that far? Because God can take it there. And he done gave you so many chances to turn, but you won't turn. You're stiff-necked. You're low down. You're trifling. You're evil. You talk about the white man, but you won't talk about yourself. You won't talk about your community. You feel like that's off limits. You want to hide your iniquities. But God can see. God can see. But like I said, maybe that's what it's going to take for you to really get some power and exercise some power. Maybe God is going to allow the conditions to get so bad and let the white man kick y'all ass. So then you'll turn to God. Because right now you ain't turning to God. You don't have time for God. You want to spend your time with Cardi B and Beyonce and all that right there. You want to get on the internet and troll. You don't have time for God. You don't believe in God. You don't want to worship God. You worship the devil. Everything God told you not to do, y'all doing it. And you're doing it big. And you're doing it often. So you want to be hard-headed. You want to be rebellious. You want to be self-made. And you don't want to give God no credit. You don't want to give God no glory. You want to give yourself the glory? All right. Okay. So maybe that's what it's going to take. Maybe God is going to allow the heat to get turned up on you. Maybe God is going to have to let them white people just kick your ass. And then you will turn back to God. But you're going to have to obey. Why would God intervene on your behalf and you won't obey him? You breaking his laws. You breaking his commandments. You're breaking his heart. You're spitting in his face and playing in his face every chance you get. Why would a great God allow you to keep on getting blessings and blessings and blessings and favor and protection from the white man when you killing your own black man? You abusing your own self, which is his temple. You won't even let him in. But you'll let that garbage ass nigga in. Or that garbage ass female in. You'll let them in, but you won't let God in. He's a jealous God. So when the white man come against you, how can God intervene on your behalf and protect you? He is power. And if you let him come into you, you got power by default. Because if God is power and he's in you, you got the power. But as long as you deny God, you ain't going to have no power. And the white man and the Asian man and every other color man going to continue to kick your ass. And you're going to keep on crying. And keep on dying. And keep on failing. Maybe, have you thought about this? Maybe the white man is more successful and more prone to having power, maybe the white man obeys God. Have y'all thought about that? Have y'all thought about it? Now, a lot. Let's take a little dive inside of this, shall we? I have thought about this. In the black church, y'all just run around the church on TikTok. Y'all quoting all them Bible scriptures. You're singing all these gospel songs. Then you turn around and do your own people wrong. If I ask you for $1, you won't even give it to me. Look how long I was homeless and I was begging y'all, practically begging y'all, send me some cash apps. Y'all didn't send me no cash apps. Maybe one person did, one or two people did, and I thank you. But y'all was glad that I was homeless. Y'all was hoping that I would stay homeless. Y'all laughed at me. You said all kind of terrible things. But a lot of y'all now, y'all in the same position. You see how that works? But a lot of y'all really take God for granted. And you know where I got a lot of my help from when I was homeless? A lot of my help came from the white people, not black. And one of my subscribers, I don't know if she want me to call her name, but I consider her my internet sister. Cause she's done more for me than my blood sisters have ever done since I was born. And that's the truth. A lot of the conversations that I have with this stranger who I have never met in person, my subscriber, those are conversations I should be having with my blood sisters. But they don't have time. They never had time. They never had interest in talking and listening and being interested in me. A lot of the help that I have received came from white people. Think about that. A lot of black people won't even help each other. But guess what? White people, they stick together. Right or wrong, they stick together. So it's got to be some God in that somewhere. And God is blessing them because they are doing what they're supposed to do, not what they want to do. Okay? Even a lot of the races, they help a lot of black people. It's probably a lot of races that was operating some of them homeless shelters. And a lot of black people are at those homeless shelters. Yeah. Yeah. The city bus, to my understanding, for several months, even though they in debt here in Memphis, they have been suspending payment. A lot of people I hear they don't even have to pay to get on the bus. For several months they have not been paying. And guess what? The people who operate and probably own the bus system is white. They might be racist. But look how they are showing grace to the black people. If there was some black people that owned and operated that bus system, they wouldn't do that. They would be charging and overcharging those same black people that they say that they love so much. They would be overcharging them and trying to make it hard. They go out of their way and try to make it hard for those people to get on that bus. I could go on and on and on. But I said this to say this. I said that to say this. Even though we say what we say about racist white people, at least they stick together. And even if they don't like you, they will help you as a black person. They will hire you. They won't make it hard for you to get a job at their company. And I've seen it so many times. But black people, they will make it hard for certain black people, unless they family or friends. They'll make it hard for you to get a job at a company where they own and operate. They'll make it hard for you. And that's why I don't respect these black people when they talk all this trash against white people. And I have been treated the worst on these jobs where I have had black supervisors and managers. They have treated me the worst. And they have went out of their way to try to set me up to get fired so many times. So many times. They are wicked and reckless and wretched on these jobs. And this is why God does not allow them to elevate. They only go so far and then they come back down. He's not going to let you elevate and get up here. And then when you get up here and you call yourself equal to the white man, why you can't do what the white man does? The white man still whoop your ass and run circles around you. Because the white community has a lot of principles that are compatible to godly principles. At the end of the day, even if that white man is racist, he's still gonna help black people, brown people. Look how many racists, suspected racists, they hire a lot of these immigrants, these Mexicans, Asians, Indians, Middle Easterns, Iranians. They will still give opportunities, even if they are racist. And we never consider why these white people are racist. Look at how we are in our community. Look at the attitudes. And that one Asian man that was telling black people about themselves the other day on that TikTok video, he was telling the truth. He said, if we take away the nail shop and let y'all operate your own nail shops and deal with them nasty attitudes, we got a lot of nasty attitudes. A lot of them. Nasty. Nasty. I experience it every day. When I go to Walmart, I have conditioned and trained myself. If I have to check out, I don't like to do the self-checkout. But if I have to go to a checkout, I'm looking for the white person. Because I don't want to deal with them nasty attitudes. And we will not acknowledge the nasty attitudes. And you got the nerve to call yourself a queen. You nasty motherfucker. That nasty attitude, that nasty spirit. Who wants to deal with that? And then a lot of them, they cannot get along with their own. Look at all the fight videos. And I can't stand the fight videos. They all over the internet. Why would you even want to share that on your page? But black people, they showing you what they all about. They love to glorify fight videos. Somebody getting shot, somebody getting killed. And if you see them huddle up talking, that's what they talking about. They some talking motherfuckers. And if you come up and eavesdrop, that's what they talking about. Who got shot, who got ran over. And they love to glorify death. Death. That's all they talk about. Who got beat up, who got punched in the mouth, who got shot up, who got all that right there. Garbage. They never talking about nothing productive. It's always something diabolical and low vibrational. And when you think about it, why would the white people want to assimilate with that energy? Why? When they are about elevation and progress. And we have demonstrated time and time again. Our track record speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. And the mentality has to change in order for us to progress as a whole. And the truth of the matter is, Carmelo learned what he learned because of the community taught him what he did. He didn't just get up that day and decide, oh, I think I want to put a weapon in my backpack and go up to the track meet. He had that in his bag for a reason. And if you ask me, it was premeditated. He should have got first degree murder. He put it in there because he was preparing to attack somebody. He didn't put it in there for self-defense or just in case he needed to cut a tree limb or a piece of grass or a piece of paper. No. A lot of these black kids are being incarcerated in mass, and they are filling up and overpopulating the graveyard because of what they have learned in the black community. The black community got a lot of blood on your hands. They are emulating what they have seen in their community. You haven't shown them how to build. You've shown them how to kill. And even if you won't hold yourself accountable as a community, that ain't gonna stop God from holding you accountable. And He is. Yeah, yeah. We have so many excuses why we can't do this and we can't do that. But you do what you want to do when you get ready to do it. You want to stay out hanging on the block, selling drugs, selling ass, doing a lot of things that you shouldn't do. And now it's catching up with you. And the chickens are coming home to roost. That's the name of this right here, what we're going through. The chickens are coming home to roost. The white people, they've been in their books. They've been on their computer trying to learn all that they can learn to keep on dominating. Asians, they doing the same thing. The Indians, same thing. In a few days, for the past 2 weeks, I've been going to the library over on the better side of town. And I noticed something. The black people in the library, they talking loud, they laughing, they joking, they playing games on the computer. But guess what them Indians and the Asians and the whites and the Mexicans, guess what they doing? They about their motherfucking business. They trying to learn something. They networking. They doing their homework. They trying to learn something that's going to help them succeed and to elevate in life. They not in there bullshitting around. But the niggas, they go in there playing, jumping up and down, creating disturbance. You're going to have to get serious in order for your so-called oppressor to take you serious. But you want to party. You want to have fun. You want to smoke dope every day. So you can't blame the racist white man for you being a failure. And your community looking the way that it's looking and your community is failing. We got black people in position all over this city. I went down to the courthouse not too long ago. Got black niggas all over that courthouse in position based on who they know more than likely. That's how they got the job or who they sucked and fucked. You got black people in these political seats all over the city. But what are they doing to progress the city? What are they doing to help their constituents? Absolutely nothing. So we can't blame the white man and the Chinese man and all these other men because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. We get these positions, we don't fall for equality. And then when we get these jobs, that's all they want to do is be equal to the white man, but you're not equal to the white man because you're not doing what the white man is doing. You just want to poke your chest out. You just want to warm a seat and collect the pay. And get your other family members and friends into these positions, and they're not going to do a damn thing either to help the constituents and help the community. And I went to the courthouse, and there they go, them queens sitting behind a desk with their chest poked out with them nasty ass attitudes. Who the hell wants to deal with that? Huh? So you're going to be in business, but are you going to stay in business? You don't have no longevity. That's why. Because they are not principled people. They are not disciplined people. And they over sexualize, just like that judge. And guess what? That judge probably ain't the only judge, black judge, that's fucking on the job. And ain't nobody said nothing about the police chief. He need to be fired too. Over in Atlanta. Fucking on the job. And it's a right way to do wrong. Okay, they already wrong. And then they hollering loud for everybody to hear them in the hallway. Just ghetto. Even as a judge, a federal fucking judge. We fucked up. We fucked up in the black community. We fucked up. And we wear it like a badge of honor. Even if she couldn't be fired or wouldn't be fired, she's supposed to have resigned. How? See, we don't have no shame. Can we make shame great again? Even if she couldn't be fired and wouldn't be fired, she's supposed to have resigned and walked her stupid ass out of that courthouse. How can you sit up and still remain on the bench as a fucking judge, a federal judge, and your staff done heard you fucking for 2 fucking years in your chambers on your lunch break? Wow. There's no honor in these positions. But they want to be equal to the white man. Yeah, the white man probably fucking on the job, but you don't hear him because he got more self-respect. He got more common sense. Okay. Okay. We want to be equal to the white man, but you can't do like the white man. That's why you don't last like the white man. You don't last. And God is not going to let you stay in these positions that you misuse and abuse. And you don't honor him. Yeah. We got all these black people in these positions all over the city. But they're not doing a damn thing. One of the political persons, I won't call his name, but he just died. And he's been in this political position ever since I've been in Memphis. I've been in Memphis how many years? 26 years. And he, in my opinion, to the best of my knowledge, he didn't do a damn thing but warm a seat. And now they have put his son, I don't even think his son is in politics, but because they do what they want to do in Memphis, and that's why Memphis is in the shape that it's in, because his daddy died. They just put his son in the position. His daddy didn't do shit, and he ain't gonna probably do shit either. And the black people accept it because they don't fucking vote. But then they're gonna turn around and get mad when Donald Trump and his people decide to do the redistricting, what does it matter anyway if you fucking and sucking for your position? You don't vote. You don't vote no way. It's a terrible, terrible thing what's going on in our community. It's a terrible thing that's going on. And until we turn from the way that we're going and turn back to God, we're going to see a whole lot more of what we already seen. And a lot of your children, they gonna continue to overpopulate the prisons and the graveyard. Yeah, because you're not raising them right. And you're going to have to raise the standard and have some standards. A lot of y'all don't even have no standards. Can we make standards great again? The more we have gotten in terms of materialism, the worse we have gotten. Wouldn't you agree? And we have become a spoiled people. And we were better at loving each other and being united when we had less. Our ancestors had less, but they were more united. They were more loving towards each other. And now this generation has more than we ever had, and they so unappreciative, and they're taking everything for granted. So maybe God is gonna have to let conditions get so terrible, and that these things that's standing in their way of connecting with God and obeying and worshiping God. Maybe God gonna have to take all these things away. The cars, the clothes, the houses, the makeup, the wigs, and all this and that. Because it's a distraction, obviously. They making more money than they ever made. They getting jobs they don't even deserve, ain't even qualified for. They lying on applications, and God is showing them grace. He ain't even letting them get caught. He ain't even letting them go to jail. And then they still won't give God his time, gratitude. They feel like they did it. So God is he's gonna have to do some things in order for these people to turn to him and show some appreciation and some dedication and some discipline. They don't want to obey the police. They don't want to obey nobody in authority. They disrespect the pastors. And they're just getting terrible every day. They're getting worse and worse every day. So God is going to have to turn up the heat and let the oppressors just be loosed out here like some rabid dogs. And because they don't stick together in the black community, maybe the conditions is gonna get so bad they will be forced to stick together and unite. And the ones that don't believe in God, maybe the conditions got to get so bad they will believe in God. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, let me read y'all's comments, and then we're gonna end this video. I have enjoyed talking with y'all. Okay, Urban Decay. You say, how is Memphis doing these days? I don't hear much about it in the news anymore since Trump sent the National Guard in there. You know what? Like I said, it's a shame that it took a white man to send in the task force in order to do what the black leaders would not do. And then they got the nerve to call Donald Trump a racist, and the National Guard and the task force, they say they racist too. You know why? Because they can't do what they've been doing, which is kill, steal, and destroy in peace. And they still killing, they still stealing, they still destroying everything they touch, but not as much as they was or would have had Donald Trump not sent God, not sent Donald Trump, and Donald Trump sent the task force. They still racing all over the city and going nowhere fast. They still going in these stores stealing. They still killing. They have killing every day, all day long on the news. Some of it get reported, some of it don't. But I think what it's gonna take for Memphis to really progress all the way around, it's gonna take people that's qualified in other cities, maybe in other countries, to come here because they have had a foothold, the niggas. They have had a foothold and a stronghold and a diabolical energy all over this city for decades, decades, decades. And then when one group retires, they pass the baton to their family members and friends. And they already done groomed and trained their family members and friends. And they keep the tradition going on as it relates to corruption, stealing, killing, destroying. And I could go on and on and on. But yeah, that's what it's going to take. They're going to have to get some people from outside. And even that has happened. Marie Figgins, she was on the city school board. They came together, them queens, and a few of them garbage, corrupt kings. They came together and plotted against her and got her fired. So then recently she um campaigned for county mayor and she lost. And they hated on that woman, a lot of them. She had a lot of support, but she had a lot of haters too. And the haters, I believe, was hating on her. And see, all of them are black. All of them are black. But because she wanted to come here and really change a lot of things for the better, a lot of these niggas that's corrupt and rotten to the core, they didn't like her because she presented a threat to their regime. A lot of niggas in Memphis, they have been getting away with a lot of garbage stuff for decades, and they want to keep it that way. They want to keep it that way. And it's horrible. It's horrible how they have been operating, and they have used their power as a weapon. They have weaponized their authority, their power in a lot of these positions. And that's why Memphis has been as terrible as it has for so long. God is going to break it up, whether they like it or not. And he is allowing a lot of the task force to take these folks down. A lot of them are getting killed. They rebelling and trying to fight against the task force. And see, they can't do the task force like they do the regular police because the task force is federal and they got more authority and more pull. Okay? And a lot of these niggas have tried to fight the task force and they have lost. They have lost. And see, they can't stand their playground being torn the fuck up. And that's what's happening. And God is not through yet. It's a lot of things that's going to come through. I suspect a lot of natural disasters. And they have been threatening and saying that Memphis sits on the fault line, and they've been predicting earthquakes for a long time. And so many storms have went to other surrounding states and counties. And Memphis has been spared for so many years. As terrible as they are due a terrible disaster. And I believe God is going to spin the block. And I just pray that He spare me. And I don't be nowhere around. But yeah, um, it's a lot of changes that needs to happen. And like I said, almost everybody that's in these authoritative positions is black. But look how the city is not moving forward. County too, because you got these niggas that's got underlying agendas. A lot of their family members and friends are roguish and criminals, and they defend them. And that's a bad thing that a lot of people in the black community, y'all got to break that habit. You defend wrongdoing. Do you think God is going to look highly on that? You know you got killers and carjackers and rapers and robbers. All these dishonest people in your family, in your neighborhood, and you won't say nothing. But then you want to open your mouth and talk about the white man. You want to snitch on a white man, but you don't want to snitch on your family members and friends. God is not going to deal with that kindly. I don't believe it. But y'all going to have to find out by yourself the hard way. But anyway, let me finish reading your comments because I got to get some sleep. Okay. Oh, yes. Urban Decay, them loud calls. My neighbor, my garbage ass neighbor, the YN. He got that loud ass car, and I've been calling and complaining to so many people. And I guess the message is, well, y'all black, y'all ought to deal with low vibrational stuff and get used to it. They don't feel like I deserve to live at a higher standard. That's just the way it is in the black community. You got to deal with garbage. Yeah. Even though there's a city ordinance and a county ordinance against them loud ass cars and modified mufflers, they supposed to be illegal. But you got these niggas that get away with breaking the law. Wow. And I can drive, and I have driven all over the city for hours. And most time you never see a police patrolling the streets. You rarely see the police patrolling the streets. And they keep saying that the task force is here. And I got a feeling a lot of the so-called people in authority in Memphis, they have eliminated a lot of the task force, and they have suppressed them and only let them go in certain areas. We don't see the task force like we used to. When they started off strong in September. You used to see them 3 and 4 deep, riding together, one behind the other. Sirens, all over the city. And they was kicking ass, baby. When the task force first rolled out, back in September, they was kicking ass. They started out strong. Now, you don't hardly never see them. You don't never hear them sirens. You used to hear it all the time. And see, a lot of people, and see, this city is predominantly black. A lot of people don't want that kind of energy. They don't want that kind of change. They want a lot of this diabolical energy to keep on keeping on. They wouldn't have it no other way. But God, I got a feeling He's not going to allow it to continue this way. He going to break it up. And is breaking it up. whether they want to surrender to the breakup or not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I could say more about that, but I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, Urban Decay, you said the task force don't want to have to deal with Benjamin Crump. And notice how Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, all of them, they don't never come out and say nothing and want to file a lawsuit, lawsuits against Pookie and Ray Ray and Junebug and all these black gang bangers and all that right there. That's why I can't respect Benjamin Crump. They want to file lawsuits and hold the white people accountable, but they won't hold the black people accountable when they do wrong. I can't respect it. I can't respect it. Al Sharpton, he had the nerve to say we could have been so further along if the white people hadn't had their foot on our neck. Well, what about the niggas that got their foot on other black people's neck? Huh? Huh? He don't never say nothing about that. He don't never say nothing about that. They don't never speak against the wrongdoing that the black people do. And they benefit from all of that racist talk, you know. And somebody mentioned that why Al Sharpton wasn't showing up for Carmelo Anthony because he couldn't make no money off of him. If he could make money off of the situation, he would have been right there. He would have been right there, him and Benjamin Crump. Yeah. Ain't that interesting? Seemed like they would have got Benjamin Crump to represent Carmelo Anthony. He couldn't make no money off of him. And then they raised all that money and still got the boy a public defender. The public defender is free. Make it make sense, somebody. Come on now. You done raised over $650,000. They said that was for the legal defense for the boy, Carmelo Anthony. So then they turn around and get him a free public defender. Make that make sense. Make it make sense, please. Okay, Daniel says, and like you said about Lizzo, that time they just give them another pass. Yep, yep, that is true. Yeah, they like chaos. They love chaos, and Satan is the author of chaos and confusion. Anytime you see a lot of chaos, you know Satan is in the midst of it. Yeah. Urban Decay says, "How? That is why I refuse to live in one of them corrupt cities. All they do is steal all the money." Yeah, yeah. Okay, that guy may fly. Says George Zimmerman stalked a teen armed with a firearm and still was found not guilty. And they still letting George Zimmerman walk around in peace. I thought the black community said they wanted justice for Trayvon Martin, and look, all these years later, they still ain't got. Yeah, George Zimmerman still walking around in peace, doing whatever he wanted to do. And the only thing that they done did is start wearing hoodies like Trayvon Martin was wearing. He set the trend for the hoodies. And I don't see how they can walk around with them hot ass hoodies, as hot as it is outside, and have a hood over their head tied up in a knot under their neck. Wow. So they wanna memorialize Trayvon like that, I guess. Cause he started the wearing the hoodies. So then the black people started wearing the hoodies in tribute to Trayvon Martin, and they ain't took them off. They ain't took them off. How long are they gonna wear the hoodies? I'm so sick and tired of seeing the hoodies, and they still have not gotten justice for Trayvon Martin. You see what I mean? They protesting. How long did it last? They don't even protest. They don't even mention Trayvon Martin now. They don't even mention George Zimmerman now. You see, they cannot be taken seriously. The mama, we ain't seen Trayvon Martin's mama and daddy in so long. Where they at? Where's his brother at? We don't see none of them. Mike, whatever his name is, the one that got killed in St. Louis, his mama, where's she at? All of them, where they at? I thought they wanted justice. They get a little payment, and then we don't see them no more. They get their donations and their payment, and we don't see them anymore. Ooh, see, we cannot take them seriously. Same thing gonna happen with Carmelo Anthony and his parents. After they get their money, we're not gonna see them anymore. I don't even take them seriously now. I don't. Urban Decay says these thugs will use coordinated precision attacks to kill other blacks, such as Young Dolph, Julio Fulio, and countless others, but refuse to touch George Zimmerman. Yeah, they cowards. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they got the nerve to talk about white supremacy and racism. They real tough when it comes to other black people, but they won't have the same energy for George Zimmerman's of the world. They don't have the same energy. Mm. Whew. Yeah, we're in bad shape. Our community. Okay, Urban Decay, you got a question. Why do y'all frequent their hair and nail shops? Well, I don't go to their nail shops. I don't go there. But as far as a wigs, I was going for the wigs, but I hadn't been in so long. I need a new wig now. Look at it. Look at it. And see, I would go and shop with the blacks, but the blacks try to bust your head in the prices. They overcharge. Okay, the same wig that I could get from the Asian beauty supply store that may cost what uh $100. The black people try to sell it for 600, 800, $1,500. That's ridiculous. I'm not paying that kind of money for no fucking wig. Okay, I'm not doing it. Yeah, yeah. We gotta address that right there too. We need to address how a lot of the blacks, whether they selling wigs, tennis shoes, barbecue off a food truck or out of their house, they overcharge. And black people need to stop that. How are you gonna ask me to support you when you are trying to take advantage of me and exploit me? You doing me worse than the Asian. Okay? Yeah, we need to address that. How the black people try to overcharge and get terrible customer service. Okay, we got a lot of work to do in our community. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, y'all overcharge. You overcharge. And then when we call you, you don't want to answer the telephone. Why give me your telephone number if you're not going to answer your telephone? And you don't text me back? Because you got to go suck dick. You got to twerk. You got to do all this You can't multitask. You cannot be equal to these other races of people because you're not disciplined and you're not organized and you don't have good customer service. Yeah, they have terrible customer service. We need to. Yeah. Yeah, Daniel, they be unprofessional. The Asian people stare at you, but at least they stores operate efficiently for the most part. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you right there. But I hadn't been to any of the beauty supply stores for the Asians in a long time, cause they so nasty, and then they want to follow me around the store and act like I'm being roguish, and being roguish is not even on my mind, and I'm not gonna let you follow me around the store. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let them do me like that, and I stopped going to their takeouts years ago when I started suspecting that they were feeding me cats and rats and dog meat. Uh uh. Uh uh. Uh. And now all of a sudden the black people want to complain and then started calling the health department to raid the Asian takeout places. I seen a video this morning on TikTok. What? But y'all been eating the cats and rats and dogs all this time and never complained and never called nobody to raid the restaurants. Now that they mad at the Asians because the Asians been talking with heavy with their chest and speaking their truth about the black people and telling them how they feel about the boycott. Now, a lot of black people, I seen them on video the other day, two black girls calling, harassing the Asian restaurants and acting like they want to place a great big old order and didn't even go pick the food up, didn't even have no intention to go and pick the food up, just wasting the people food and playing games with them because they mad at them because of Cyrus and Mr. Child. And I don't think that's right to hold a whole Asian community responsible for what Mr. Child did. And then Mr. Child, I feel like he had a right to shoot the boy because he came in there stealing. And some people say, well, he could have shot his toe, he could have shot his elbow or something like that. Well, it's just look. The wages of sin is death. That's what the Bible say. And if the boy hadn't been in there stealing, he probably been going in there stealing a lot of times before that day. And Mr. Child got sick of his ass. Okay. And once again, stop going where you're not wanted. I don't understand why black people keep on going where they're not wanted. You keep going in these people places and they don't want you in there. I stopped going. I saw that they didn't want me in their stores and they talked to me nasty when I go in their beauty supply stores. So I stopped going about a year or so ago. I stopped going. And I'm not gonna go back. I'm not going back. And I'm just gonna have to suffer and just recycle these old wigs. I want a new wig real bad. But I'm not gonna pay hundreds and thousands of dollars that the black people sell because they gonna overcharge. I'm not gonna do it. We got it bad either way we go. Our own black people do us dirty, just like the other ones outside of our community. We got it bad. We got it bad. And then they got the nerve once again to say that they God's chosen people, black people. How you gonna be God's chosen people and not all, but a whole lot of them, just dirty. God is holy. And then you got a lot of these black people, niggas are not holy at all. How you gonna say that you God's chosen people and God is holy, God is righteous? Okay. Oh, they just lie on God all the time. Niggas, they stay lying on God. And I don't think God appreciate that. All that lying on him that y'all be doing. Ooh, will you please stop lying on God? Saying that y'all God's chosen people. And then you got the Jews, they say that they God's chosen people. And then you got some of these Muslims, Islamic people, they say that they God's chosen people. Will the real people of chosen people of God please stand up? We got so many imposters out here. Who are the real children of God? Those that do the will of the Father. That's God's chosen people. Okay. Okay. Why do black people want to hijack that position and say that they God's chosen people and they won't even obey God? How you gonna be God's chosen people? You won't even obey God. Huh? Huh? Make that make sense. How can you be God's chosen people? You won't even obey God. You won't worship God. Huh? How does that work? Just because you say it is, that don't mean that it is. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Urban Decay says all them blacks that frequent Mr. Chow store has done nothing. Now that's weak. There is no way Mr. Chow would be able to operate a store after doing something like that to other races. And then the black people went over there vandalizing the store. That's not going to hurt Mr. Chow because Mr. Chow has insurance on his store more than likely. You're not hurting Mr. Chow just by tearing up his store. Okay? That's not affecting Mr. Chow at all. But see, a lot of them, they just do things for gestures. Okay? They don't have no guts. They don't have no real guts. And then they probably went over there tearing up the store at nighttime. They don't have no guts. That's not hurting Mr. Chow at all. Okay? And what about this part? The boy was wrong. He should not have been in that store stealing. He should not have had a gun in his backpack. How you gonna be mad at Mr. Chow and not be mad at Cyrus? We get mad at the wrong thing. We got too much misdirected anger. I can't support being mad at Mr. Chow and you not mad at the dead boy that should have never been in that store with a gun in his backpack in the first place. Okay? Okay? Just stay out of these people's stores and get your own store. What's wrong with that? Y'all self-made. Y'all bad bitches. Your boss bitches. You got so much money. Okay? You're holding all this money up at your ear. You're spreading it out on your own. You got it all on the floor. Okay? And you support all these garbage ass rappers that's got all this money. Why y'all can't get together and get your own stores? And stay out of Mr. Child's store. Stay out of the white racist stores. Why you keep on going in those places where you're not wanted? And crying about racism, crying about oppression and all that right there. I don't understand why y'all won't get your own stuff. Huh? Oh, y'all just like to cry. Y'all just like to cry? Is that it? You want to keep on crying? How long y'all gonna cry? Huh? Ain't nothing gonna change until y'all change. I don't know why y'all won't stay out of the places where y'all say it's coming against you. Oh my God. Here goes somebody saying GM, wait a minute, G Mr. Service Nola says, you tripping. They fucked over him. It is a two-tier system that all blacks lose. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. He didn't get fucked over. He fucked himself over. He should have never had that knife or whatever it was in his backpack. Okay? He never should have been at that schools. and doing what he was doing. He never should have been up under that tent. When the boy told him to leave the tent, he should have got his punk ass out of that tent. Okay? But because he's hard headed, now he got to spend 35 years with his long alligator mouth in the prison. You see how hard headed will turn things around for you in the worst way? Don't tell me nothing about a two-tier system and all that right there. Y'all just make up excuses and all this right here. It was a fair thing, and he got exactly what he had coming. Okay? Okay? And even if it's true, if it is a two-tier system in the courthouses, y'all got all this power, but you won't use it in the right way. So if you're not gonna do nothing about it, why cry and complain about it? You keep on going in there on the wrong side. Okay, if you stop going in there on the wrong side, you won't have to worry about it if it's a two-tier, a three-tier, a four-tier system, or whatever the case may be. Huh? Yeah. But no, no, no. I don't, no, not manslaughter. That was premeditated. That is first degree murder. He thought about it. He planned it all out. That's why he had that knife or whatever that is in his bag. Okay, he planned. He planned and plotted that out. He plotted it. Yeah. And he told the boy, Austin, allegedly, touch me and see what's gonna happen. He had time to retreat. All he had to do was get his ass out of that tent. When Austin told him to move, that's all he had to do was get up and move. He had no business under that tent. He was trespassing. That's not manslaughter. That's cold-blooded murder. Period. I don't know why y'all be trying to make wrong right. Cause you're reprobate. That's why. You always trying to make wrong right. But just because you make it right when it's wrong, that don't mean it's gonna stop God from doing what he's supposed to do as a result of wrongdoing. Y'all keep on doing wrong and trying to justify it and upholding the wrongdoers. He planned to protect himself. That's legal, isn't it? How you gonna protect yourself when you somewhere you're not supposed to be? Huh? Make it make sense. If you in somebody else's house and you done broke in and trespass and they tell you to get your ass out of there, you cannot stand your ground and say, I'm gonna protect myself. I'm gonna shoot or stab this person, this homeowner, and I'm in their house. That's crazy as hell. Okay. Yeah, God wants you to carry protection if you being harmed, but if you're not being harmed and you trespassing and you trying to take over somebody else's stuff, that's not protection. That's not protection at all. If you somewhere trespassing and you're not supposed to be there, and the person that run the place tell you to get your ass out of there, get your ass out of there instead of running your mouth and trying to play tough guy. Okay, play stupid games. You got stupid prizes to win. That's how that go. That's how that go. That's how that go. And you cannot manipulate it and pretend like, oh, it's self-defense. Ain't no self-defense. Ain't no self-defense. The boy killed him outright. Killed. That's not self-defense. Self-defense. What's wrong with fighting? Why you gotta use a weapon? Huh? Y'all done turned into cowards. And he was probably effing with somebody. That's why he was carrying that thing anyway. Talking about some self defense. He probably had been. He looked like he picks on people. He looks like he meddles all the time. And that's why he had that thing in his bag. Yeah, it's popping. It's always popping. The lip gloss always popping. Urban Decay. Yeah, it's always popping. You hear me? Yeah. But you know what's gonna happen next? His friends, a lot of them classmates that didn't open their mouth in court, they gonna try to come out and tell their story and for some dollars. They gonna be wanting to get paid now for an interview and gonna go to writing books and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna respect it because they didn't open their mouth in court. Okay. Now all the students they gonna start and the coaches. Don't leave them out. The coaches they gonna have a story to tell now to try to monetize the situation. I don't want to listen to them because then none of them say nothing in court. So I don't want to hear nothing after court. Okay, listen. Birdie Dior, who probably ugly as fuck. Birdie, I bet you ugly as a motherfucker and you got a name like Birdie. Change your name. Change your name. I bet you real ugly. But anyway, you said you always have negative shit to say about black people, and you're wrong. Karmelo, you don't even know how to spell Karmelo, dummy. I hate a dummy trying to check me. How you gonna check me when you need to be checking your spelling, your grammar? You say Carmelo was not a troublemaker. Austin and his twin looks evil. Well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. You say I always have negative shit to say about black people because they always doing some negative shit, and I'm just gonna call it out. I'm not gonna protect you just because you're black. And if you don't want to hear me talk about negative stuff about niggas, then don't be a nigga to do negative shit. And you say I was talking negative about niggas, but you always listening. So you must like it. Okay? And I'm going to keep on talking negative if that's what you want to call it. You're not going to manipulate me. I call a thing a thing. I call a thing a thing. And if y'all didn't do negative shit, I wouldn't have nothing negative to talk about. Stop doing negative shit. Okay? And tell your other people that's just like you to stop doing negative shit. If you don't want to hear me talk about the negative shit, stop doing negative shit. That's how you solve that. Okay? You must like it because you keep on coming back to listen to me talk about negative shit that niggas do. Okay? Okay, that's how you solve that. Just don't be a nigga to do negative shit. Don't be one of those niggas that do negative shit and don't give me nothing to talk about. Okay, but you're not gonna do that because y'all gonna always give me something negative to talk about. Yeah. And like I said, you must like it because you keep on coming over here listening to me. Okay. Look, I just got through talking about that. You keep on going where you don't want to be just to cry and complain. You're doing the same thing like y'all always do when you go in them Chinese stores and when you go into them courthouses and everywhere them white people that you say is racist. You cry and complain about them, but you keep on following them everywhere they go. You doing me the same way. You say you don't like it, but you keep on coming right here. I'm not going to your house. You coming to mine. You come to mine. You don't like it, but you keep on coming over here listening and make it make sense. You always going where you're not wanted. Why do you do that? Is it a mental illness? Are you retarded? What is it? Huh? You say I haven't listened to you in years. This video was on my timeline, idiot. Well, obviously, you got to be subscribed to me some kind of way, idiot. Okay? But even if it was on your timeline, idiot, You took your retarded finger and pushed motherfucking play. You damn idiot. Okay? Didn't nobody force you to push play? Didn't nobody force you to push play? You voluntarily pushed the motherfucker. Okay? And you listening to me. And I'm not gonna stop talking about what the fuck I want to talk about. Okay? And you done had an opportunity to get your punk ass off the video, but here your stupid ass is still sitting on the video listening to me. Okay? Okay? But since you don't have no power to push stop, I got the power to push block. Okay? Okay? You ain't got no power, but I bet I do. Okay. Let's push block. Hide user. You see how easy that is? You want to see me, but I don't want to see you. And it's just that simple. I don't block the fuck out of your retarded ass. See? You want to see me, but I don't want to see you. And you pretend like you don't want to hear me, but here you go over here hear me. Okay, all you had to do was take your ugly ass the other way. You voluntarily came over here. Even if I was, it's a lot of videos that show up on my timeline. If I don't want to look at them, I don't push play, retarded motherfucker. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing. You got to be retarded. You got to be. Okay. Okay. Talking about I'm talking negative. Meanwhile, you are a negative motherfucker. Okay? And your whole kind, your bloodline, your kind is negative. Okay? And it shows in everything you do. Your whole existence is negative. Okay? Okay? You can't manipulate me with that. Uh-uh. 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 I'd rather be negative than a nasty motherfucker. Which you probably are. Okay? Don't get me started. Don't get me started, honey. Okay? Now that I don't block you, don't you bring your garbage ass back over here. Okay? You retarded, stupid motherfucker. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing. I be trying not to cuss. But these niggas, they trigger me. They trigger me to cuss. Because they such a profane matter. Okay? But anyway, they pretend like they don't want to see me. But yet, there they go on the front row seat, listening at every word that come out of my motherfucking mouth. Okay, forgive me, Lord, for cussing. Yeah. I get so sick of you niggas pretending like you don't want to hear what I got to say. But you be on the front row, listening to every word that proceeds out of my mouth. If you don't want to hear what I don't want to say, you don't have to push play. Does everybody phone and computer work the same way? Because mine, if I see a video, I don't want to see that person like Tasha K. I don't like Tasha K. And I see a lot of videos from Tasha K that come on my timeline, but I don't push play because I don't want to see that monkey. I don't want to hear that monkey. Okay? I don't want to see her titties. I don't I, I don't like her topics. So it's a choice. Okay? It's a choice. You have to push play in order to listen to somebody who you don't want to hear. So apparently you want to hear me because your stupid ass took your paw and pushed play. I don't know why you be pretending like you don't want to hear me when you clearly want to hear me. You just don't like what I'm saying. But I'm still going to say what the fuck I want to say, whether you like it or not. Bitch. Okay? Period. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay. Um, yeah. What did this nigga say that they didn't like so I can say it again? Let me go back and look. Did you see her video about Shannon Sharp? No, I did not. I told you I don't look at her. Did you not hear me when I say I didn't look at her? Huh? You didn't hear me when I said that. I don't look at them. I don't look at them. You see how I'm so much different from these niggas? They look at stuff that they say they don't like. If I don't like something or somebody, I don't look at it. I don't look at it. I don't look at it if I don't like them. Huh? She interviewed some dude claiming he was messing with Shannon. See, all she posts is trash. And the nigga community, they eats it up. It's nothing but trash over there. Nothing but trash. And I don't like the dumpster dive. Okay. I don't like the dumpster dive. She don't talk about nothing but garbage. And y'all love all that garbage. Ugh. To each his own. I don't have an appetite for garbage, okay? But anyway, um, let's wrap up this video because child, I've been over here too long and I got other things to do. I have enjoyed talking to you all, and I know that you all have enjoyed listening to me. And I stand my ground as it relates to I don't support Carmelo Anthony. I think he should have got more time, and he's wasting his time filing an appeal because his punk ass is still going to jail because he committed murder outright. Okay, he never should have been under that tent. He should have got his garbage ass out of there when they told him to move. And he never should have had a weapon on school ground. Okay? I know y'all, a lot of y'all have normalized being hard-headed, but that ain't gonna stop God from being God and giving you what you deserve. Okay? A hard head make a soft ass. Yeah. And yeah. Karmelo is gone for 35 years. He should have some more put on. But you know what? Somebody made a good point last night. Not really. Urban. Urban Decay. You asked, have I ever thought about visiting Florida? No, I have not, because there's so many terrible people in Florida. I ain't never heard nothing too good about Florida. I think a lot of mentally ill people in Florida. Every time I turn around, somebody doing some stupid shit in Florida. No, and I don't want it rubbing off on me. No. And then they got all them alligators. How can y'all have alligators like stray dogs? I don't want to be in an environment like that. It's just diabolical. That's what it's giving. It's not giving relaxing. I would not feel relaxed in a place like that. Okay. No, I don't want to go to Florida. It's just too many hood rats down there. I have seen so many videos of so many hood rats. I don't have no interest in going to Florida. And then y'all walk around naked. A lot of the videos and pictures I seen, y'all done normalize that, I heard. Y'all walk around naked. I don't want to see that. No, I'm going the other way. Life is short. You got to venture out sometimes. It's a lot of places I can go besides Florida. Why are you acting like Florida is the creme de la creme? It's other places I can go other than Florida, honey, to venture out if I want venture. It's so many places outside of Florida. Maybe you need to get outside of Florida. Florida ain't got nothing that I want and interest in. No. But thank you anyway. Um, yeah. So anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in to this live. I appreciate y'all. Yes. And you all have a great day. And I might Billy Alexander, you say I'm from Memphis but live in Denver, Colorado now, and it's better than Memphis but messes up in a whole different type of way. Oh, okay. You from Canada? Urban Decay? Yeah, I heard that Denver is nice. Now, what you mean about me- you said Denver messed up in a whole different type of way. Like what? How's Denver messed up? They got drugs. They got a lot of drug heads. I heard that they got a lot of drug heads over in Denver. But overall I heard good things about Colorado. But I sure want to be out there in that cold air. I can't stand that cold air. They let folks do drugs on the streets and they stay stealing. I figured that. I called it, didn't I, Billy? Didn't I call it? I said it was drugs, and I was right. I knew it was drugs. See, I don't want to be around that either. Mm-mm. That's a spirit. That's a bad, bad spirit. Yeah, I knew it was drugs. I said it, didn't I? Before you even typed it. I said that's what it was. And I was right. Oh, they got a lot of roguish folks over there, too. I think that's a nationwide epidemic. Roguish. That roguish spirit is just running rampant and roughshod all over the nation. Woo. Billy say, and they have a lot of money for shelters, but they can't do drugs in the shelter. They're so they rather run amok in the streets. Yeah, like Oregon. I think Oregon got that problem too. It's a shame, but that's a choice. Crime is low there. Yeah, that's a choice, getting on them drugs. And most of them can't even afford the drugs, but there they go running to the drugs. That's stupid. That's real stupid. So they get what they get. I don't feel sorry for them when they get locked in on them drugs. I have never seen nobody be successful on drugs. Have y'all? I have never seen a successful drug head. Never. The outcome is always the same. Yeah, Billy, you say Oregon is worse. Actually, cause I've met folks from there that told me so. Yeah, Oregon. I heard drug. It's bad drug problems in Oregon. Yeah, but you don't have to worry about me getting hooked on drugs. Uh uh. I don't want no part of it. I don't want no part of drugs. And I just don't understand that the people that do drugs. I mean, that's a stupid ass decision. And it's a stupid activity, just sitting up sucking on drugs all the time. And you done seen what's done happened to other people before you. Ain't nobody had success on drugs. Oh, and they make you look so old and broke down. And you're going to lose in life. That's a guaranteed way to lose in life, getting on drugs. I think people that get on drugs is just stupid. And they just, ugh. Mm. Billy, you say it's one street in Denver called Colfax Avenue, and I think of Lamar, Covenant Pike, and Poplar if it was one street. That's Colfax Avenue for you here in Denver. Ooh, I wouldn't want no part of that. Mm-mm. That sounds like it's so low class and low vibrational. Ugh, I don't like hanging out in places like that. Mm-mm. No, no, no. That sound like it's just dark, dark energy. You don't have to worry about me going on that street. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. No, no. Uh-uh. All right, you guys. I have enjoyed y'all so much. And we're gonna talk again real soon. I'll probably go live tomorrow, possibly. If not tomorrow, it's gonna be probably Sunday. Okay. I know y'all want me to stay and talk to y'all all day, but I got things to do and I need to get me some sleep. All right. It was raining a while ago. That was a good time to go get me some sleep. But somebody said it's going to rain again tonight. So I guess I'll sleep under the rain then. Yeah, I love that's some good sleeping weather when it's raining. Yes. All right, guys, you all have a great day, and we'll talk again real soon, God willing. I'll let you girl. Peace. And I don't support Carmelo Anthony. Uh-uh. And he should have got more time, if you ask me. Yeah. Yeah.